You're gonna go with the backwards hat, and I'm going with the forwards hat.
Yeah, I
cool.
could keep it solidarity for the Austin and the Frankie podcast. They both did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Nice. Check. 1 2 1 2.
Yeah,
Check.
check. Hey, check.
Earphones.
Maybe if I didn't surprise him, he'd probably be down. But
Yeah.
surprise! You just got off work. You ready for a podcast? Surprise!
Surprise! I know you spent all day dealing with people.
Yeah, he works at a dispensary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he gets crazy people just like us.
What? Yeah. Well, I can imagine, right?
Yeah.
I always talk about it. Oh, guys, welcome to this one time.
Oh, hey.
Today, my guest is Shayne Shelton.
Hello.
He is an avid musician, Twitch streamer, gamer. What are we talking
Gamer,
here?
yeah. I don't know if I'm a Twitch streamer. I mean, you stream to 0 people. Does it still count as streaming?
Are you streaming?
That's streaming. I don't know if anyone's
All right.
viewing.
Then you're there. That's your title, sir.
Fair enough.
No, but I was we were talking about like you helping me set up and whatnot, and I like that because it gives people like an environment that's different.
Yeah.
So there's a benefit to a studio for sure.
Yeah.
Because some people, they don't have a space like you do. So I've had trouble like securing a place to film.
Right.
With certain people, I definitely do not like the Zoom thing, Google Meets or anything like that. Like it's just more personable being here.
Yeah.
You're not talking over each other. And I like the sense of coming into where you're comfortable, because at that point I feel like you can open up a little bit more, which is kind of what we referred to in a couple of the last podcasts that I had done. So I'm hoping, just get you nice and, I guess, liquored up. And
Breaking my Saturday boys rule.
Oh, man. Only for the podcast, huh?
Only for the cast.
So thanks for doing it, man. Appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
And I guess, tell the folks a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah, for those who don't know, 25-year-old musician from Phoenix, AZ. I've lived everywhere.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Hit the back of my throat.
Yeah, the 100 proof. Woo. I'm sure not as strong as some of as Austin's, but
Yeah, Austin's. I don't want to step on what you want to talk about, but that motherfucker right there.
yeah, next level.
I told him, I was like, he's like, well, I don't know what to talk about. I was like, well, you're doing a whiskey page. I don't want to do it with kind of the whiskey. I was like, well, you're into whiskey. Let's talk about whiskey.
Right.
As I'll show up with 5 bottles. He's like, well, I just don't know. I was like, just pick 5 of your favorites that you're sipping on.
Yeah.
We'll come up, we'll drink some, and you'll tell me about them. So I show up.
There's 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7
Yeah.
displayed already. I'm like, okay, all right, fuck, all right. And then he's like, oh, I got this new tequila. Like, try it.
Yeah.
So we did a shot
Yeah,
to begin. Yeah. And then throughout the course, he brings out like another 3 or 4 bottles.
Yeah.
And he was pouring thick. So we're drinking it on the rocks. Appreciate you. You said that you saw that I like rum.
Of course.
So we got some rum. So I guess that would lead me to just kind of point out that you're very observant on kind of not how to please people, but like, like, I don't know, man. You're very observant in that sense. Like you've pointed out certain things, and I'm like, whoa, I never thought like you'd pick up on that. So that's a extremely good quality.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are very, very unaware of everyone else.
Yeah.
And very unempathetic. I don't know if that's a word, but
It is now. Write it down.
there we go. But yeah, no, I do my best to try to pay attention to everyone else's needs and make sure that what I'm doing isn't stepping on their toes, and that we can all live.
Do you
together.
find that maybe eats at you a little bit on what like you would prefer?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I definitely find myself bending over backwards for people all the time, and then they take what you do as expected almost. They expect you to act like that.
Yeah. Because we're such animals of habit, and especially men, like we're so used to just becoming comfortable.
Right.
And it's like to be expected. That's why like there's always the nagging wife or the nagging girlfriend. It's like, no, dude, it's because you stop trying. You know, we've become to expect that, and then when it doesn't happen, like, yeah, you almost feel like slighted or angry. It's like, yo, what happened to this? And it's like, well, I was going out of my way, right?
Yeah. What were you doing in return?
Yeah, exactly. No, so very good quality to have, and definitely something I aspire to pick up on and maybe be more observant on people. Of people.
Interesting.
In that sense. That's one of the things about the podcast. Like, I'm definitely trying to be... Is that your roommate?
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
Sorry. Didn't tell you.
The joys of roommates. But that's something like the podcast has allowed me to do, is to kind of like sit back and listen. Like, if you listen to the one that's coming out tomorrow with John, like, I might have said like 20 words.
You just
throughout
let
the
him
thing.
just go.
Yeah, well, he's one of those individuals that will definitely run with it, but people love to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
And so if you kind of just ask them a question, like what's a good question that you would ask somebody to maybe just like almost like let the top go?
I guess like, what are you passionate about? What is it that drives you? Yeah.
Because people always ask like, oh, what do you do for work? And it's like, then it becomes just mundane.
Yeah.
What do I do to get a paycheck? Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Passionate. That is the key for sure. And that allows just like people's eyes light up and they go, so sir, I'm gonna steal your question. What are you passionate about?
I'm passionate about a lot of things. As you noticed, I'm observant. I'm passionate about making people happy, and if I can make myself happy at the same time, that's awesome. So I think with my music, in the past, is very selfish. We just Brandon, the guy who just walked in, we've been in bands since we were 13 together.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and our first bands were very just, I don't know, very bland. Just go out, write songs, just go have fun. Didn't really care about like what people were thinking about the music, but with my new band, EndCredits, I literally just wrote like 5 songs that were very dear to me, and I was going through a tough time in my life, and all my friends like, damn, these are the best songs you've ever written, and I was like, shit, well, maybe we should like put these out, and so we made them the songs, and we've literally gotten messages where people are like, this has changed my life, like, you saved my life, like I listen to Better like every day, and like I feel better about that, and like I can't even put words to it, like the fact that my music that I just wrote out of like necessity, it helps somebody like feel better. That's amazing. That's
such a gift of the arts, whether it be poetry, a book, fiction, or a biography.
Absolutely,
yeah. And music for sure. Like, music touches on so many different levels because it's sonic frequencies. Everybody can vibe out to it, no matter what no matter what your gender, race, like ethnicity, all of that. Like, you're going to vibe out to certain frequencies.
Absolutely.
And like, I'm of the sense of you have the ability to teach, maybe connect on a deeper level with music than just, your club music or your pop hits.
Exactly.
There's a place for that.
There's
for
a time and place for every kind of music.
Bro, I love me the most hood rat shit here and there.
Same,
but
honestly.
but there comes a time where it's like you have the opportunity to teach someone, like, or not teach somebody, but just provide some of the knowledge that has helped you, and shed some light on that. And why not use that platform for that? I feel the same way about athletes, where people are like, you shouldn't be political and you shouldn't be like, it's like, no, you really should.
You might as well take advantage of the platform.
Yeah. And you can separate the individual from the art or their performance, like however they view the world or whatnot, separates them from the body of work, whether it be physically on like a football field, basketball court, or an artist. It sucks, but R. Kelly has some good songs. It sucks, but Michael Jackson has some good songs.
Let's be real, Beat It's a little bit different now,
but like you can separate it. Yeah, it sucks that they get monetary gain from that, but you can respect the body of work for what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And if someone's having a bad day, maybe those songs get them through that day and make them feel better. So what do you have to say bad about that? So.
No, I mean, as long as you're focused on, or not focused, but like you're on a trajectory, it's like the stock market, right? It's going to go up and down, but as long as it's going like this, you're going to have your ups and downs.
Right.
But, as long as you're going in the right way. So, so you said you wrote 12 songs? Or you wrote more, but...
Well, I've written 600 songs.
Jesus.
Yeah, at this point. Yeah, starting when I was 14.
Yeah.
It's pretty... And I mean, some of those, you could argue that they're not songs because some of them are only 30 seconds. But I mean, anywhere from 30 seconds all the way to 6 minutes. Some of them reaching like 10 minutes. I've written all kinds of
Sometimes
music.
the best part of a song is 30 seconds.
Right.
You know?
Right, and the rest is just like throw in, whatever they got, scrap material.
Dude, you put some music to it and send it. It could be an interlude, in between track.
Yeah.
You've written 600 songs.
I have.
That's impressive.
Thank you. Yeah. A lot of people say that. A lot of people are like, what, 600?
Yeah. Yeah. Have you, is that 600, like, would you say that you've made, like, melded like 2 or 3 of those together into one, or?
No, typically my songs are so different from each other that I can't really meld them. I mean, obviously with 600, I mean, some of them have to be pretty similar because there's only so many tempos you can go to and so many keys you can play in. But, no, like typically each one is like a certain vibe, and I kind of have a problem with like coming back to a song. Like if I start writing a song, I kind of have to finish it in that session because once I get out of that vibe, then it's hard to come back because then it just sounds kind of
I mean, is
mismatched.
it because it's really dark, or?
No, I mean I've written happy, I've written dark, I've written angry, I've written sad, like pretty much everything. It's just like each day I feel different, and like Frankie mentioned in his podcast, he's bipolar and unmedicated. I was diagnosed with bipolar and I'm unmedicated, so maybe that can account for my mood swings. Maybe I'm just human. Maybe we just all feel different every day. Who knows? But
we're just chemical reactions at the end of the day,
right?
Man. People don't realize that,
right? There's so many chemical reactions going on you can never see.
Yeah, and it's all dependent on how much sleep you got, how much water you're taking in,
what you ate.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Absolutely.
And people think it's just so we're just so rigid, and we're not. Like we're so variant.
Yes, so very static.
What the quote that's always got me too is like when you meet somebody again, but when you see somebody again, like that's a new person because you've experienced something in like when's the last time I saw you? Saturday, Friday?
Probably Saturday. Yeah,
Saturday. So you've had a day and a half of life experience,
and so have you.
Yeah, for sure. Like. I was on the golf course this morning, so I spent my fucking morning talking to old dudes on the golf course. So, that was my experience. But we're different when we meet each other,
right? And we grow a little bit each time.
Yeah, and you think it's like, you think it's the same person. You think we're static, right? And we're not. Also, as a parent, like that's stuff that I'm like realizing, like looking back that. I remember my parents being my age, and I'm just like looking back now. I'm just like, whoa, dude.
Right.
Like I don't know. You think everybody else has it figured out,
right? Absolutely. Yeah. No one has it figured out.
No one. It's the wildest thing. Like there's people that figured out how to win. Maybe they have a lot of money, lots of friends.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fill in the void.
Yeah.
But everybody's just as lost as the next person.
Absolutely.
They might just find acceptance with like, it's like the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know things.
Yeah. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think acceptance in that sense is true wisdom, and accepting that you don't know everything, you don't have it figured out, but
Absolutely.
I kind of got this figured out here, and I'm doing good in this sense, and I'm happy now.
Yeah.
But how long does happiness last? As I'm looking into your screensaver, it's a blue dark void, man.
It is. It's actually called the Eye of God. It's based off of the that I think it's damn, I can't remember the name of it. It's picture 33. It's the Eye of God. It's a nebula in space. I can't remember the name of the nebula.
It's what the Cosmos use for their opening segment. Yeah, Cosmos.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And it's just a moving version of it. So if you notice, it's moving very, very slowly.
Good thing I'm not high right now.
We can be, Doug.
I mean, we can toke up. Let's get through this first.
There we go.
I am at your disposal, sir.
Right on.
Yeah, I'm not a smoker in a sense. Oh, dude. I had a pretty good dose of edibles for New Year's Eve.
How much did you have?
I don't recall.
Oh, okay. It must have been quite a bit, I imagine.
Before I get into that, what is your experience with marijuana?
So I was I started smoking weed when I was about 13.
Okay.
Obviously illegally at that time.
Yeah.
For years and years, we were smoking in alleys, being paranoid. I would get my $20 a week for chores or whatever, and I'd spend it on weed every week, or $20 a week for like lunch money. I'd skip like lunch at school literally just to smoke weed instead. Like I'd leave school to go smoke weed. Weed was actually, excuse me, a huge deterrent for me as a kid. Like stopped me from going to school, stopped me from getting shit done, but helped me deal with my emotional problems. Had a kind of rough upbringing, as I imagine pretty much everyone does. But I used it to mask a lot of my problems. And as we've gotten older, it's definitely transitioned more into like a recreational thing. I do it, every day, but not like all day anymore. I can't live my life high all day. It's so fucking ridiculous. Like couch potato. But edibles, I've done quite a bit of edibles. I've tried pretty much every variant of THC. My roommate works at a dispensary. I understand how cannabinoids work and different terpenes and stuff like that. Not to the extent that he does, but I have a pretty broad understanding of marijuana. And I've definitely...
So what are terpenes?
Terpenes are the flavor profiles of weed.
Gotcha.
So every marijuana strain has different terpenes in the same way that like a beer has different hops that it's made with. Yeah, different flavor profiles.
Okay.
And so sometimes like, concentrate like dabs, they will take the terpenes off the flower and they'll reintroduce the terpenes after they concentrate it to add the flavor back to it. So that way it doesn't just taste like butane or taste like shit.
Yeah. You'd have to do that to get it to that process of wax, right?
Yeah.
Or is it crumble? Was there another one? Shatter.
Yeah, there's a couple different ones. There's shatter, there's wax, there's butter, there's crumble.
Butter and crumble,
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
I'm hungry.
Yeah. Right.
Sounds like cookies.
What about you?
With marijuana, I think I was 21 when I first smoked.
Wow. Yeah. I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
I feel like it not only that it ruined my life, but it certainly changed my life.
Yeah, I think it gives you a perspective that you wouldn't otherwise have, like that feeling of paranoia. Yeah. It's self-introspective. Yeah. It's really what it is.
So you do get the paranoia?
Yeah.
Some people don't admit that they get paranoia, and I feel kind of skeptical about that.
Pussies. So admit when you're feeling vulnerable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, acknowledge it.
Absolutely.
Acknowledge it. So I remember, one of the first times I did it, I remember I was doing hookah at the time.
Okay.
And so,
you're
hookah. Just, you're just taking like these big inhales, right? And so I was already tipsy and my buddy was like, here you go. And I think it was the second time I had ever smoked. And I took a big old hit and he goes, whoa. And I don't know if it was a blunt or just a really strong strain.
Oh, okay.
But he was like, oh, that's a lot. And immediately, start coughing. And then like 2 minutes later, dude, like just slow motion walking up and it was a big house party and one of the guys was like, oh, dude, you're such a wuss, this and that. I was like, bro, if I could feel my arms, I'd punch you right now. Like I literally was just like, and then I ended up throwing up that night.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
And that was, this and the weed. And then fast forward to one of the other times I remember to smoking, not even that much. Cause I knew I was like, I don't do it all the time at all. Really. I maybe 6 times
in your life
ever smoked weed
today.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like up till now.
Very cool.
And I'm a huge advocate. I think all drugs should be legal, like decriminalized for sure.
Yeah.
But even legalized. Like you want to go get meth, bro, go get the cleanest meth.
Do it.
And do it in a safe spot.
Yeah, right.
But I remember a second time I was drinking again, another house party, got high, and then got a ride home and got super I was passed out in the car and then nauseous, and I threw up in a Cane's drive-through.
Oh,
like,
no.
Ow. Oh, and I had smashed like just a bunch of like queso dip, so it was all yellow, like queso dip coming out, right? Sorry, guys. And then this last time, so New Year's Eve, I got... one of my buddies does chocolate edibles. He makes them. So he hooked it up. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, I'll definitely take these. So I get home and I was like, hey, these are chocolate edibles, guys. Don't let anybody else get them unless you want to go for a ride, this and that. And I set them on the counter, right?
Right.
So
on the counter?
I go take a shower. And I come back and I was like, yeah, guys, so don't, oh no. And they melted.
Oh.
They melted.
Oh, all together. Were they separate before?
They were separate.
Okay.
It was 4 pieces. The 2 chocolate ones melted together into part of one of the white chocolate ones, and then the other white chocolate one was kind of good. So I like automatically threw it in the fridge. I was like, I can't even do them because I had to get life insurance blood work, and I didn't want them to have some fucking bullshit.
Absolutely.
You got some THC in your system, right? So I was like, I'll wait till after, and I had my timing wrong. I thought it was going to be this Monday, but it was like the following Monday. So I had to wait like another week and a half.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Before I took one. So I ate 75% of the first one because my wife didn't want to eat a full half. Felt good. I was all right, cool, vibing. All right, cool. Then I think that was a Tuesday or Monday night. And then when was New Year's? Thursday night?
It was Thursday night. Yeah.
I had a couple people over, and I split the remainder, so it had all melted into one. And this is what Frankie said, and I've mentioned this to somebody else, and they were just like, "Nah, like you're probably all right." So when I asked him, because I know he's very well versed in this, I was like, "Hey, so it all melted, right?" Mm-hmm. I was like, "I don't know, like what do I do?" I threw it in the fridge, like it's still solid. He's like, "Okay, classic. This happens to all the rookies, blah blah blah." So the issue is that you don't know where the THC kind of puddled,
right?
In that sense,
right?
And so he's like, you just split it in 4s or split it in equal halves, and somebody's going for a ride that night,
or it could be equal, yeah. But definitely there's a high chance that it could have landed in one corner, basically.
Exactly. So, we're playing Jackbox. I cut it into 4s. One of my buddies didn't want any because he got gummies. He's like, I got gummies from the weed shop, and I don't know what these are. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I ended up eating 2 parts of 3 melted pieces.
But you don't know how many milligrams these are supposed to be.
I want to say it was like 15 each, maybe.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Joey Diaz is 500 milligrams.
I know. So I'm like thinking in a sense, it's not a big deal, but also I don't have a tolerance for it.
Right. And it's a different kind of tolerance than smoking, even if you had been smoking.
Yeah. It's more, what's the word I'm looking for?
You think like euphoric? More
euphoric, more
visual.
Yeah. Visual. There's another word. Hallucinogenic.
Oh, okay.
In that sense. I didn't really feel that. That's what I've heard is that when you eat it gets metabolized differently by the liver.
Yeah, exactly.
But so we're playing Jackbox, and everything, of course, is funny. I'm taking 5 minutes to read one sentence, and any whispering that happens behind me, oh, he's high. Oh my God, look how high he is. Oh, he can't even play the game right. And I look back, and everybody's just like in their own zone, right? Because everybody's doing their own thing. They had edibles, they had their own gummies, and we're drinking. You know, I'm having sips.
But you're hearing the voices.
Yeah, I'm like, and I look back. Oh no! And every time, like my buddy looks at his lady because his lady was toasted, and I'm like, he's looking at me like I know. I'm like, you know, and I can't make funny remarks on this because my timing's off. And what if it's not even funny? Like, what am I thinking? Like at that point of paranoia.
Yeah, right.
But it was amazing because everything was just so funny. Like I was trying to take photos of like the questions and the answers. I would even forget to answer because I'm like laughing so hard and like trying to like take a good photo.
Right.
So fast forward like 30 minutes and the nauseous comes back.
Damn.
And I'm just like, oh man.
And you haven't eaten anything or drinking anything.
And that's what sucks is I had some pretty spicy hot wings for dinner.
Okay.
So I ended up throwing up 3 times that night. Yeah. And it was pretty bad because of the spicy hot wings.
Yeah.
But here I'm thinking, I'm like, man, maybe the chicken was bad or this and that. Man, maybe my wife is trying to poison me. Like I'm at that level. Like I just don't know, man. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Everything's going through your head.
Yeah. And then like even to the point where like I'm like keep it together like in the chair, right? And then I'm like, okay, go to the bathroom now. Like you reach your limit, right? So I get up and like calmly like, and I'm like, am I overdoing it? You know, am I like robotic? And I'm like, I hit the corner where I know they can't see me, and then I run to the freaking bathroom. And then I get back and I'm all, what's up, guys? You know, like trying to play it off like just the classic paranoid weed. You know, smoked too much, ate too much.
Yeah.
But those like, I don't know if it's maybe just my reaction to to being that high, like that I will always throw up, or if that's because maybe I mixed in alcohol. I just don't know. So I do need to have more experience with it. So it's cool that it's going to be legal here recreationally.
Well, it already is legal.
So
as of just December 1st, it was legal.
Oh, but you can't go to...
You can't purchase it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you can own it. You can't purchase it.
Gotcha.
How that works. But.
So have you read into any of the legalese on this? Is there any downsides to...
it being recreational legal?
Yeah, like, you know how they always fucking slip in certain shit?
Yeah. I don't think they slipped in anything. As far as I know, the only downsides are, for one, you can't carry as much as a medical card user, but you can still get a medical card even with recreational being legal. And then number two, there's a higher tax for recreational rather than medical.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm into that.
Besides that, there's no downside.
Yeah. So you can grow it and everything, and
you can own up to 6 plants, I believe, per household.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
After that, they want their cut.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah,
they're gonna want their cut either way.
Yeah, I mean, if you start your own microbrewery, like same idea, right? You're gonna need to eventually go through the man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm turning the fan on really quick.
Yeah, man. No, I'm a little sweaty. I'm a little toasty. I'm a sweater to begin with. Hey, you see my water anywhere?
I think it's still on the table in there. You want me to grab it?
Yeah, if you would. You're the man, Shayne. I know. I bought an energy drink. I'm not even tapped into it.
How long are we going?
You give me energy, Shayne Shelton. I'll just set the bang over here. Thanks, brother. Of course.
But that's cool. Yeah, I heard you talking to Frankie about wanting to do psychedelics, but never having done psychedelics.
Woo! So I've done a quarter of a tab and half a tab, maybe.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what you said.
And that's it. Like, but no. Oh, sorry, guys.
No mushrooms.
No mushrooms yet. No, I definitely want to have that experience. But I'm like, again, that not the paranoia, but like the little anxiety sets in of like, I'm setting it on such a pedestal that I'm expecting it to be like this whole big thing, and then it's like, I'm expecting it to be like, you fucking idiot. It's like, it's not what you think it's going to be, or, because it kind of knocks you back down, not to reality, but like that, almost like that paranoia that I was getting from the weed, in the sense of like, am I to this? Am I to that?
It's like, so much more than that.
Is it?
It's so much heavier than that.
Go on.
Yeah. My worst trip ever, I was in my room, and I'm obsessed with LEDs. As you can see, there's colorful lights everywhere.
Yeah.
Under my bed, I have LEDs, and I had the red lights on and nothing else in my room. So it was just like this very ominous feeling, and I was on mushrooms. Oof. And I was just going through a bad night in general. And I laid in my bed, and I was freezing cold. No matter how many blankets or jackets I had, I was freezing cold. And in my mind, I just pictured I was inside of this like alien, not just like Alien, but like the movie Alien, this alien-esque ship. Like this dark ship in the middle of space, like trapped in the middle of the spaceship where I could never get out, so far away from everyone. And I was terrified. And when that trip finally ended, I was so thankful to be a human on Earth and alive.
Wait, so were you an alien too then?
No, I don't know what I was. I don't think I was thinking about what I was. I was just trapped inside of this spaceship in the middle of, I mean, who knows where?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was so far away from everything I'd ever known. I was literally as far away as you could be. Like, it was terrifying.
It's funny you said that you were cold, because when you said red lights and on mushrooms, I immediately thought, he's going to think he's in hell or something,
Yeah, right.
And that. And then when you said that you were in a spaceship, I was like, oh, maybe it's like the red lights of an abandoned spaceship. Like Dead Space style,
that's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
No. It was terrifying. It was like, how Alien, like all the spaceships look like almost like internal organs almost.
Yeah.
Like rib cages and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like a dark, like black spaceship, and it's very cold and very ominous and very like evil. Like not good.
Damn.
I've had some really good trips where I've laughed and had like amazing times, but the bad trips definitely make you thankful for just the monotony of everyday life.
Yeah. Aren't the bad trips the ones that kind of teach you the most too, in a sense,
Especially when people do the heroic doses, the 5 grams and up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, it was a bad trip, but like you said, it makes you more grateful.
100%.
Yeah, to that. Yeah, I definitely want to. I've been wanting to do it for at least 2 years now. Like,
I don't know why you haven't. You should. if you want to, you absolutely should.
Yeah, no, I definitely do. And I've said, I think I said it last year. I was like, I'll do it for my birthday. And then my birthday's coming around again. And I think I want to, I don't know, I want to go up to Sedona because that's what you're saying.
Yeah, you want to do it in like a mystical place almost.
Yeah, I would love to do it at night, man. I definitely have an appreciation for the stars and just being able to see all that.
It is way trippier at night. That trip I'm talking about was at night.
Yeah?
Yeah. All my day trips have been amazing. I've never had a bad day trip. I've had like nervous day trips, same thing as like marijuana paranoia.
Yeah.
But never like a bad trip during the day. I've only had my bad trips at night.
Okay.
Yeah, so just be careful.
Well,
maybe it's what you need. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's usually what I hear is it gives you what you need, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely want to do it. I want to do, a bigger dose of LSD, definitely some DMT.
Yeah. If we could find DMT in like a safe form, that'd be amazing. But as of now, you can only get it secondhand and you have to smoke it in a G pipe, which G is meth. So you have to like roll it in your little glass and it's a little sketchy for me. I don't know.
Dude, a part of me wants to try like meth and fucking crack and shit just to fucking be able to say, yeah, I tried it, but
I don't. I saw too many friends go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Especially with heroin. Heroin ruined pretty much half of my friendships here in Arizona. Yeah, if not more.
That's just crazy that it can have such a hold on you.
People will hate themselves and they will do anything to get that heroin and they'll hate themselves for it. So, a good example, I'm not going to name his name out of respect for him. One of my closest friends
Joe.
as a kid.
Just plain no,
sure. We'll call it's ironically very close to his name.
Okay.
But, Joe, was so into his cravings for heroin that he stole, I think like $3,000 worth of jewelry from his grandma. And, his grandma loved him to death. His grandma would bail him out of anything.
Yeah.
And,
his grandma.
She called the cops on him and sent his ass to jail for 3 years. And he just got out.
Wow.
Yeah. So you'd steal from your own blood just because you have to have it, but you hate yourself for it. And as soon as you get high, you fucking hate yourself. But you're like,
but it's such, that's the thing. That's what makes me want to do it. Such a good high that you would steal from your grandma. Come on, man.
Yeah, when you put it like that, I mean, I guess like that sounds like, I don't know. It doesn't even sound, I can't even use the word enticing just because I've seen it like ruin so many people. But
definitely,
when you put it like that, obviously, it's got to be pretty goddamn good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking like sex, dude. You risk having a fucking kid.
Yeah.
But it's sex, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I guess you're not stealing from your grandma to have sex.
No, I mean, most likely not. No, I don't know of any scenarios that involve
PSA, don't steal from grandma, right? Shit. No. But yeah, that's the part of me where I'm like, hey, we're adults. Like I think you should be able to do what you want to do in a safe manner.
Yeah, like the UK.
Yeah, exactly. UK, Portugal. I feel like there's another one that's done it where it's like, because like you said, people hate themselves for doing it.
Absolutely.
And so it's not the fact that they just want to get high. They're using the high to cover up something.
Yeah.
So if you allow them to get high in a safe manner and then also be able to give them support and be like, hey, you obviously don't want to be high. What can we do to get you going? And I mean, at the end of the day, for me, I always just think it's we don't have, a lot of us don't have an actual purpose in life. You don't feel fulfilled in doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if we can find more people that find their purpose, and it doesn't need to be anything noble.
No.
It doesn't have to be this fucking great thing like, making sure like 1,000 kids get adopted within like the next 10 years. Like, no, it doesn't need to be anything that grandeur, but just something that gives you life, that gives you that purpose of actually wanting to wake up in the morning and pursue it. Like, stop demonizing people that are drug addicts, essentially, is what I'm getting at.
Right, absolutely.
They need more help than, obviously. I'm preaching to the choir here. Everybody knows that. But, damn, we're getting a little dark here.
A little bit. It's just real, though. I mean,
yeah, real talks. Yeah, we were talking about John, whose episode comes out, and I'm like, yeah, he doesn't small talk.
No.
And I know you appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because every time, again, you ask, like, you're very intuitive on picking up people's, the way they act and how they're carrying themselves. So,
and what are their hidden agendas? And I'm always thinking about all that kind of stuff.
Ooh, are you a conspiracy theorist?
To a sense. I just know that it can drive you crazy, so I try not to read it.
I mean, we all are to an extent, right?
Yeah, right.
We all have our own conspiracies that we choose to really follow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think like Bigfoot exists?
I don't think Bigfoot exists. That's a weird one for me.
Yeah.
I literally have friends in Texas. I've lived like half of my life in Texas roughly. And my dad lived there growing up. So like I visited every summer, every Christmas. One of my closest friends out there, his name's Andrew. Shout out if you ever see this. I don't think he will. But his uncle is a professional Bigfoot hunter. And they took offense when I said that Bigfoot was a joke. Like they were legitimately offended.
Fighting words, boy.
Yeah, right. And ever since then, I mean, like it's kind of like tilted me. Like I don't know, maybe it's real, but like I just don't. Where's the proof? Where are the bones? Where's the corpses? Like I don't. Yeah. There's got to be some sort of evidence, right? Like
yeah, maybe Bigfoot's cremate. You know, they're dead.
That would be nuts. Yeah, just like every single time they're onto us. We got to make sure they never catch on to us.
Yeah, they're always moving. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's like aliens. Like obviously aliens to me, it's an obvious thing. Yeah, they're out there.
Yeah, somewhere.
Get out of here. If you say like, oh, aliens don't exist, like they're out there.
Right.
Whether they're an advanced life form. Are we advanced? Can we call ourselves advanced life forms? How
advanced are we? Yeah, I don't think we're level 1 on
Fermi paradox.
No. What's the name of that scale? The Kardashev. I don't think we're level 1 on Kardashev scale, right?
Is that has to fall in line with the Fermi paradox? Then.
What is the Fermi paradox?
It talks about phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 civilizations.
I think we are talking about the same thing then.
Yeah, so it must roll that into the paradox, which is the paradox, which is either we're approaching phase 2, and we might not make it out of this phase 1 that we're in, or we just cleared phase 2. Oh. And we're moving towards.
I feel like we must be talking about different things because the Kardashev scale, I believe level 1 is that you can absorb or efficiently use all the energy on your planet.
Yep.
Is the same thing. Level 2 is your
sun,
solar
your
system.
Home star.
Yeah, right. And then level 3 is just the universe, right?
Is the galaxy.
Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah. I think it's level 2 would be sun or solar system in a sense.
Yeah, which we're kind of. I guess you could say we're kind of there, but not really. There's so much more energy in the sun that we're not.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, and then that's why it's like they're like on the fence on whether we're coming up on phase 2
or if we've passed it,
or if we've just barely passed it, because we do have
solar panels,
solar panels and nuclear fusion, all that stuff. That stuff is so fucking interesting and above my head, man.
I know. I wish I'd paid more attention in school.
But do you?
I kind of do. I was actually going to go to school for engineering.
Oh shit! Like what? So what kind of engineering, I guess?
I was trying to decide. I kind of liked electrical engineering. I kind of like mechanical engineering. I kind of like computer engineering. My dad always told me, like growing up, that I was very smart with computers. Like pursue computers. That's where the money's at. And he was spot the fuck on. I mean, obviously, computers are where the money's at. Yeah. Microchips and everything. And I worked in the semiconductor industry for about 4 years, and I saw like all kinds of things. I mean, I made the parts, like I made the tools that made the parts that went into this phone. And if you have a Samsung, I made the parts that went into the tools that made into your phone.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Very, very small industry, but very large industry at the same time.
Yeah.
My fab literally had like 30 people in the entire building that were actually working. And then like maybe 2 to 4 in my department. So very, very small, thing, but I don't know.
You said fab?
Yeah, fabrication.
Oh, fabrication. Okay,
yeah.
That's engineer talk, bro.
Yeah, sorry, but I don't know. Like mechanical engineering would have been very fun. Computer engineering would have been very fun, but engineers have a stereotype of being very boring people.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
Or too literal, like.
Yeah,
I guess being too literal might make you boring. I don't know.
Yeah,
it could make you fun though. Like that's like that part of like the Asperger's spectrum that kind of like. Unfortunately, because they're a little socially awkward, it leads to funny moments.
Right.
You know, dude, engineering.
I was very, very
you're
good with
kind
numbers.
of engineering. I mean, look at all those
audio engineering.
Yeah, audio engineering. Is that kind of silly to laugh at once you were talking about like engineering?
Actual engineering? No, no sense, because there's definitely some science behind it, especially if you talk to someone like Warren. Warren is like, oh my God, a brainiac when it comes to vibrations and impedance and just all these technical terms that most people just don't really ever think like about twice.
Yeah.
But there's so much to it that I don't even know. I mean, I'm very, very crass, I guess, at what I do in comparison to what's out there.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much. There's a ton out there as far as audio engineering equipment and
knowledge as well.
And tracking down those frequencies.
Exactly.
Ain't it crazy that we're like so limited? What's the human range?
It's about 20 to 20K. 20K slowly goes down as you get older. As you reach, I think 60, it reaches about 14K.
That's the higher pitch frequencies.
Yeah, there's like the dog whistle frequencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's dog whistle would be like
14K to like 18K.
And don't abbreviate that for us idiots here. What is it?
It'd be kilohertz.
Kilohertz.
Yeah, 1,000 hertz.
So the normal speaking voice is what?
It's everywhere. It depends what frequency you're speaking at. You're speaking in multiple octaves at the same time. Okay, so you're like a bee.
I'm a bad bee.
Yeah, you are a bad bee. You're like a B3 probably. I didn't like take piano lessons or anything.
Yeah.
So like mine is all like self-taught. I think you're like at a B3, which I believe is right around. I think A3 is 440. I could totally be wrong. And if there's like some
bro, just bullshit me. I'll believe you right now.
Yeah. Okay. So A equals 330. A equals 440 in Western music.
Yes.
So I think B would somewhere be around like 490 if I'm not mistaken. But for each octave, it doubles. So at A equals 440, the next day is actually at 880. And then so on and so on and so on.
Gotcha.
So when you're speaking, you're actually speaking in multiple octaves usually.
Yeah.
It's not just like one peak point. You kind of have like a broad spectrum.
I guess maybe my mind went to decibels.
Oh, decibels.
Yeah, my mind went to decibels when I said like, what's the normal speaking voice? Yeah, so I conflated two different
like volumes versus pitch.
Yeah. I definitely did that.
I don't know what common decibels are. I'm not good with that at all. Like I had that explained to me. I think Austin tried to say something to me about the other day about how normal speaking is like 65 decibels.
I think that sounds about right because I feel like anything over 90 you should definitely
have
be
ear
worried
protection.
about.
Yeah.
And definitely anything over like 115 or 120, which is like a fucking standard rock concert.
Yeah.
Like is you're doing damage.
Borderline deafening. Yeah.
Yeah. But like what I was getting at was like, isn't it weird that there are so many other frequencies in just sound, not even color spectrum, that we're not able to pick up?
Well, I mean, I don't know enough about the science of it, but the baseline being 0 is 0 hertz. Does it vibrate? Is it a flat wave? Is 0 to 20 hertz just is 0 baseline because that's the lowest we can hear technically?
Yeah.
Or is 0 hertz because it actually only vibrates 0 times? Because hertz is how many times it revolves per second. So 0 hertz would mean it doesn't revolve at all. So it would just be a flat drone. So 0 technically doesn't have any sound. 440 revolves 440 times a second, and that's what creates the A sound.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, if it goes all the way up, because we have interfaces that record at 192K hertz.
Yeah.
192K hertz, and the most we hear is 20K, 16K.
So what are they recording for?
The future. For cyborgs that will be able to hear the sonic stuff that we didn't even know was there, and they're going to hear all this trash, and they're like, oh God, they didn't cut above 20K. What is this?
Fucking noobs.
Yeah, right? I don't know. A lot of people put like copyright data. Like when you send out samples or demos of a song, sometimes they'll write stuff in like the 30K hertz where they know where anyone can write it. And if you're on a spectrum analyzer, you can see the words.
Whoa.
Or you can see the copyright print. Yeah.
What?
Uh-huh.
No shit.
Uh-huh. That's how they know. And then they'll put certain numbers and they'll send it to certain people. And if that one gets out, they know exactly who they sent it to.
Ooh.
Yeah. So then that person isn't getting any more demos.
Yeah.
No more sneak peeks.
Whoa, that's intense.
Uh-huh.
Is there a story of somebody like
Not that I can
busted?
think of. Not that I know of, at least.
Well, you're a little tease.
I just knew about it because at one point, like I had a bunch of friends sending me stuff. They're like, "Hey, don't leak this," and I'm like, fuck you. Like, who are you? Like, I'm not going to leak your stuff, like whatever. And then like when I started having stuff, I was like, damn, should I do the same? I was like, how do you prevent this? And I looked it up and I was like, what? There's people writing words in 20 to 30K.
Yeah.
What? Like,
the fuck?
Yeah, you could be hearing words and not even know it. It's just the subtractive, I guess, frequencies.
Yeah. I mean, and then you would think that if there's, you said zero hertz, right?
Yeah. Wouldn't technically revolve.
Technically, it's like matter and dark matter. So technically,
could it go negative?
It could go negative. Does that mean when like the vacuum? Because sound waves only exist because of our atmosphere, right? Yeah,
because there's no sun in space.
So yeah, nobody can hear you get fucked in the ass in space.
Is that what Amen said?
Yeah.
Is that the quote on the poster?
yeah. It was at the 30 hertz or 30. What'd you say?
Yeah, in between 20K and 30K.
Yeah, bro. You see these big ass ears? Yeah, they're picking that shit up.
Hey, same.
Oh, that's fucking good. There was another point I wanted to make in the.
Maybe going negative.
You said, going negative for sure. But that one we won't be able to answer because we're too stupid. And no offense to you, I'm too stupid.
Yeah. No, me too.
No, you said Western music is 440, right?
Correct.
So what would be the opposite you would think is Eastern music? What's that tuned to?
You want to talk about conspiracy theories? That's a huge conspiracy theory.
Yes, we do. Is that 432?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's all the 432 debate.
Buckle up, bitches. Okay, let's go.
So there is this huge conspiracy that we in the Western culture are being brainwashed by 440 music in order to make us feel depressed or stressed out, because then you can manipulate people better if they're stressed or depressed, whether that's spending money or just getting them to do what you want, whatever that objective is.
Doing the factory role.
Yeah, exactly.
Being a cog.
Right, exactly. And in Eastern music, a lot of it's in 432, but not all of it. And in Eastern music, they actually use microtonals. Do you know what microtonal stuff is?
No.
Instead of, just like on a piano, on each note of the piano, you have a half step each time you go up.
Yep.
In microtonals, you actually go up quarter steps, which sounds very weird.
What would that sound like?
You'll have to listen to it after the podcast.
Jamie, pull that shit up. Right? That's Joe Rogan.
I'm the Jamie on my podcast. That'd be my turn to... the microtonals sound very weird as a Westerner to hear, because it's so different than what we know. Like half steps and full steps sound very normal, and being on those certain intervals sound normal, and we don't think anything of it. But if you look at I can never remember the name of the term. Whenever you put sand on like a vibrating plate.
Oh yeah. And you put frequencies through it.
Yeah, and you vibrate the plate to certain frequencies. I think it's called somatics. I can't remember what it's called.
Damn it.
There's a certain word for it.
Yeah.
But if you vibrate it at 440 and all of the intervals that follow 440, like I told you, like if you double 440, it's 880. If you look at the 440s and the 880s and so on, they kind of have like wish-washy patterns. But if you do it at 432 and all the intervals that follow 432,
like perfectly flows,
perfectly clear. Yeah. Very well defined, like geometric mandala-esque shapes.
Geometric shit that you would see on fucking shrooms or shit like that, right?
Right. So it's almost like, I can see why people would think that's a conspiracy, and it certainly could be. I don't have enough knowledge, I guess, to be able to say, but...
Well, that's why you're alive, or else, the CIA would take you out, buddy.
Gone. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's when I found that out, that there was a conspiracy as far as like 432, I was like, what?
Yeah, what the fuck is 432?
And I'm like you, I was like, I try not to go down the rabbit hole too much in that stuff, because a lot of that stuff can be really convincing.
Yeah.
It is. You start looking at like certain things and you're like, yeah, maybe that is the case, and maybe this and maybe that. But I mean, it makes sense. It does, to keep people acting and behaving the way you do. I mean, that's why the church tells you to have so many kids, because that allows more people to be part of the church, and allows more people to contribute to the church. And you're more controllable when you have kids and children to worry about.
Absolutely, because you have stuff to worry about.
Exactly. You have actual responsibilities.
Right.
And like, shit.
Right.
Yeah. So it makes sense that could be a thing. It could also just make sense as like, hey, it's easier to make music this way, the way we do it in 440.
It's just as easy in 432. There's no difference. I mean, really, like all just pianos and everything are tuned to 440. You can easily transpose everything to 432 like that easy. And
everything would just be sounding or vibrating with you a lot.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Apparently. I've made music in 432 and it's definitely not like made me feel better.
Should we stop this podcast now and
transpose it?
And no, let's make an LP or is it an EP? An EP?
Yeah, extended play, long play.
Yeah, which would be what? Like,
shorter.
Yeah. What's the minimum for an EP?
Under 30 minutes or less than 6 songs, I think.
6 songs. All right. Let's go ahead and record 5 songs.
Just real quick.
Yeah, 432.
I've written 600. I mean, what's 5?
What's another 5, bitch?
There we go.
And then, we'll just see if it vibrates any differently.
I've definitely made 432 music, and like I said, I don't feel any different. I don't know if you have to listen to it for days upon days to feel different.
To like acclimate, essentially, right?
Because everything you've ever heard in your life has been 440.
How do you know? How do you know what these ears have heard?
You're right. I don't know what your ears have heard, but most likely.
Yeah. I'd probably make that bet. Yeah.
Being in North America, yeah.
Yeah. But I love music.
Yeah. Same. And like I still like I get happy when I listen to happy songs. So like how bad is 440?
Well, and I get happy when I listen to, not get happy, but like there's that gratitude of listening to a sad song.
Yeah.
You know, where you're like, damn, this dude went through some things and he's taking the time to share it.
Yeah.
And you can't have the highs without the lows.
No.
Like people don't realize that. Like they just want to constantly get that high. And it's like, nah, man, you got to address the low points and acknowledge them. Maybe not sit there and wallow, you know, it's wallow, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But acknowledge it. And be like, this is a bad feeling. I don't like it, but acknowledge that it's there and not necessarily address it. We have a tendency of trying to fix the emotion. That's as a husband, I always have that issue when my wife brings something up. How do I fix it?
Right. Instantly. As a man, I think that's a big thing.
And we deal with that every day. People come in to our place of work and they're like, hey, I'm looking for this. I'm having this problem. Fix it.
Literally.
You know?
You're like, so rack the brain.
My mind is always like, fix this, fix that. And it takes a second to just kind of sit back. Not even a second. It takes 10 years. How long have I been with my wife? And should we still have the same talk? Right. Yeah. Like acknowledge it, you know, and just listen. You're a good listener, Shayne.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, it's a very good attribute to have. You don't want to just be someone who talks all the time. You don't have anything to say if you're just talking all the time.
Wow. Yeah, because you're just trying to fill this void with bullshit.
Yeah, just meaningless bullshit. Just like reality show and all that shit on TV. It's just, I don't know, something to fill the void.
It really is. And some of it is entertaining, but it's really just there to fill the void. Yeah.
Right. And you're talking about someone like John Palmer, who everything he says, sometimes it like literally, I'll like be driving home and like I'll recognize what John was saying. Like I won't even be like prepared to receive what he's like sending out. And you're like, oh shit, John was trying to say that. Like, fuck, I'm so like just not even there. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm on that level. I feel like I'm a much better listener than talker.
Well, for one, he's 46.
True.
And he grew up in DC and he lived in Jamaica. Damn.
I didn't know that.
I think, I don't know. He lived, maybe it was St. Lucia.
Okay.
Yeah, even smaller. He lived in St. Lucia for almost a year.
Very cool.
And you're gonna when you've that's one thing I wish I would have done was just travel the world.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want for my kids. Like I hope I'm able to set enough money aside for them to be able to, hey, listen, if you're one of those random fucking weirdos that know what they want to do when they're 18 and know that you want to go to school and do that, here's $200. I don't know. whatever I save up, right? Or 200 Bitcoins. It might be Bitcoins by then, right? Here you go. Go to college. Or what I would implore you to do actually is take 2 years off from schooling. You just fucking went to school from 4 years old to 18.
Right.
Travel the world. Travel the world. Nothing is gonna teach you more about the world than traveling. Nothing will teach you more about yourself than how you react to different cultures and scenarios.
Yeah.
So I definitely wish I did that when I was younger, and that's what I will hope my kids do. It's like, hey, this is what I would hope you do, and then come back to me in 2 years, and we'll figure out how to pay for college. Right?
How many countries have you been to?
Mexico, and that's it, bro.
I've never been outside the U.S., so not much far.
So you've been to Texas?
I've been to 20 states.
You've toured, right?
Yes, I've toured twice.
Okay.
Yeah, I toured once when me and Brendan were 15. We toured just Arizona, just Page.
Your mommies drove you along?
Legit, yeah.
Did they? Well, badass, dude. No, that's cool.
His parents are the most supportive fucking parents of all fucking time. Yeah,
awesome.
Like, I love them to death. If they ever see this, I fucking love you guys. His dad is basically my dad at this point. My dad passed away at 18.
Oh. And when he was 18?
When I was 18.
Oh, when you were 18, gotcha.
Yeah, and my dad was my fucking best friend. Mm-hmm. And Rex, Brandon's dad, definitely like helped fill that void a little bit. Like very responsible, very man's man, knows how to work on cars. He's my boss for a long time. Well, he wasn't my boss. He's my boss's boss. When I was telling you, I worked at the semiconductor factory.
At the fab?
At the fab, yeah. He was my boss's boss. He was in charge of all manufacturing. And I ate lunch with him every day for like 4 years. So like there's a lot of stuff that I learned about him that I didn't know, just being like in a band with his son. Mm-hmm. But Rex is definitely like kind of like my second dad. So that was really cool. But when we were 15, he and his wife drove us to Page, Flagstaff, and Fort Defiance. And we did like a little tour with Fate of the Hopeless and a couple other local bands. But they drove us and they were driving around their Mercedes Sprinter van, and Brandon got to drive in that van. So he's touring in luxury, and we rode with the bassist, and we were the youngest in the band. Everyone else was older than us. Everyone else was like 18 or 19. So they did have cars. Yeah. So some of us drove, but mom and dad definitely were there for all the nights. And it was really fun. But then when I was 18, right after my dad passed, I just took 6 months off of work. I was a fucking mess. I didn't know how to like live with life. We talked a little bit before the podcast about being atheists and not necessarily like believing in like a God. I really didn't believe in God at that point. I was like, fuck you. Like, if there's a God, like, why the fuck did my best friend just die? Like, I'm 18. Like, why did my dad die? Like, I see people like 50 years old with their dad still. And like, my dad's never going to meet my kids. Like, fuck that. Like, I was pissed. So, I was drinking and I was smoking like nonstop, and I was just making music like every day. And my friends in Scylla were like, hey, we know that you're not doing anything. You want to come tour? And I was like, hell yeah. So we left on my 19th birthday, actually, and did a 10-state tour, all West Coast. So I think we started in AZ, New Mexico, Colorado, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Washington, Oregon, California, I feel like I'm in Nevada. So all 10 of those states. And that was the coolest feeling of my life, to wake up every day in a new city. Really redefines you as a person, because you're not bound to the friendships you have at home or where you live or where your family. Like, you kind of have to like make a new self like every day in a sense, and you kind of realize you don't have a self. I don't know. It's a very very mindful experience.
It's like when people run away from their problems or where they're living and go to a new state, a new city.
Exactly.
It's like,
start over.
You can literally start over. Yeah. And at what, 19 you said?
Yeah. Right after my dad had passed, like going through like the most transitional period of my life. At this point, I've been smoking weed for 6 years. I've done shrooms like 8 times, like very mindful person. That was like the greatest experience of my life. And that's all I want to do is travel the US. And we were supposed to start touring this year, or I guess technically last year now. Yeah. And that fell right through the fucking cracks.
Damn.
Yeah.
And what's the band called right now?
EndCredits.
EndCredits.
Yeah, no space, just all one word.
Oh,
which
cool.
Ironically, this is the first time that I've let like everyone else have like the control. I'm like kind of like OCD person. I'm very creative. I like to
perfectionist.
I like to be at the forefront of the creation. So I didn't name this band. I let my bassist name it, and he's like EndCredits. And we're like, oh, that's sick, dude. didn't even fucking check to see if there's another EndCredits. There was, and they're from Phoenix, Arizona, and they broke up like 3 months before we started. So now when I tell people EndCredits, they'll look and they're like, "Is it this one?" I'm like, "No, that's the one with the space. We're the one without the space."
Yeah. Underscore.
Yeah, right. Yeah, EndCredits underscore 3032. We're just.
Have you guys been in communication with the old EndCredits?
No. I haven't heard anything from them. I don't know what happened to them, but.
Interesting. Is it the same genre?
Yes. It's fucking punk pop. I think theirs is female fronted. Theirs is much more like a happy punk pop, and ours was like very like depressed. I guess like more like rockish punk, not like pop punk. Yeah. I don't know. Get into weird subgenre tangles.
Yeah. Genres are weird.
They are.
Because you can get pigeonholed.
Yeah, but it's humans wanting to put something in an easy box.
Well, yeah, because it's like, tell me about it. Give me a little. What's that saying? It's like you should have an elevator pitch. You should be able to pitch yourself.
In an elevator?
In an elevator.
I've never heard that.
So like a 20-second, 30-second pitch. Like, this is what I am and this is what I bring. And I guess it makes sense. Yeah, if you're trying to sell yourself constantly.
Just be very direct, yeah.
But yeah, we're so used to that. I mean, that's why we break up into tribes. That's why, there's sports teams and all that. It makes sense that it's there, but it also sucks that it's there. And that's why, people can be prejudiced to certain genres of music.
Right.
People, cultures, all that, because you just have it in your mind made up. Oh, what kind of music? Pop up? I'm not into that.
Right. When you ask people, hey, what do you listen to? Oh, I love everything, except country. Oh, I love everything, except rap. But like, there's so many subgenres in country and rap that I bet you would like if you just gave it a chance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just don't like the stuff that's on the radio.
Right.
Because the stuff on the radio, there's a formula to it.
Very manufactured.
It is what it is. Yeah. They've gotten to the point where, pop music has been around for what, 60 years now?
Probably 60 years, yeah.
Yeah, because I would definitely say like early 50s, if not late 40s, you know, where it's like, okay, this is the popular music, right?
That's so weird. That's literally what pop means, is popular.
Well, we're idiots. Like, there's a formula to it. Like, if you're going to do it. And that's one of the conversations that me and JD had. He asked me what one of my favorite podcasts was, the one that never aired because we had a recording snafu. But I was like, dude, wouldn't you ever just if it's so easy to write pop hits, because everybody talks shit about pop hits, right? Why don't you fucking write one?
Do it, yeah.
Do it. Make all this money. Like Lady Gaga, right? She became this huge pop star and then actually went back to what she actually wanted to do.
Exactly.
So yeah, it sucks. And don't fucking think you're higher than anybody else. We all sell ourselves. You sell yourselves for working at a retail store like I do. You sell yourself for working at a fast food joint. You sell your time for that.
Right.
Like, somebody can do the same thing and write music that connects with people, on a superficial level. Okay, whatever. You make good music. You're going to make somebody feel good. And then you can actually come in and write the sad shit you want to talk about.
Right.
It's really what it comes down to.
Right.
It's like, this sad music ain't going to sell right out the gate. But we had that conversation and he's like, no, I would never do that. I would never do that. I was like, oh, are you serious, dude?
Why not?
Why not? Right. Why not? Why not allow yourself that freedom? And that, I guess the term sell out comes up. But it's like you're selling yourself already, literally, to a certain extent.
Yeah, by putting yourself out there.
Yeah. You're selling yourself out for something minimal at that point. Like, why not do it, right? But that's my thing when people talk shit about pop music, where it's like, okay, go write a pop hit, though. Go for it. If it's so easy, go do it.
It is not.
It is not.
No.
It's not.
No.
There is a formula.
Yeah.
And it all sounds alike. But it's still hard to make one.
Yeah.
To make one that connects.
And there are people who are really good at it, but not everyone is good at it, for sure.
So who's good at it?
Benny Blanco, fucking amazing.
Never even heard of this person.
You have probably, I don't even know. I could probably name 50 songs. I can't name them personally, but if I look through a list of Benny Blanco songs that he wrote that people sang on, like a lot of Justin Bieber songs, a lot of stuff like that, he's written a lot of songs, and he just sits in the back. He doesn't even do anything. He just
kind of like Neo was doing, like Kanye was doing before he was Kanye, he was.
I didn't know that.
Well, he was doing beats.
Sick. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. He fucking did like all of Jay-Z's biggest hits, like in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
That's weird. I knew Timbaland did a lot for Jay-Z. I didn't know Kanye did anything for Jay-Z.
Bro, some of the baddest hits, and like with Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Common,
right,
Rhymefest, like underground, conscious rap stuff. Like Kanye did some of their sickest fucking hits. Yeah, dude.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah, he's a fucking beast, dude. He's a fucking mad genius and a lunatic sometimes.
Right.
But yeah, he is. Like what Neo was writing songs. I mean, he wrote songs for like Beyonce. Who was the chick that was all bass, no treble? She was writing songs. She was ghostwriting. And then nobody wanted that song, and eventually she's like, "I'll fucking sell it, I'll do it." And she sang on it, and then she became a star. Like,
hell yeah.
There's a bunch of artists like that.
Right.
Simpson, what's his name? Sturgill Simpson. Mm-hmm. I think he's a country artist.
Yeah,
he was writing for people too, and then eventually fucking
found
took
his
it on
own thing. Yeah,
himself, dude. Like you have to be able to make bread to a certain extent before you can become a star. People think success is so easy.
Yeah, it just happens overnight. But you didn't see the grind that happened before.
See the grind, the failures, the no's, the closed doors.
Well, and the record labels and the artists are very good at hiding that stuff, because once they start to get popular, they start to delete the old stuff.
I've always been hot.
Yeah, right. Sure you have. I feel like there was a time when you were probably singing to 3 people at some bar somewhere, but we're never going to find that video.
Right? Oh, especially these days, dude. Yeah. Who was Steve Vai? Steve Vai had a fucking great story where he was going to, I don't know if it was Berkeley or one of the music schools.
And I can see him going to Berkeley. I don't know for sure that he did.
Yeah. Sorry, that's a bourbon or a rum drink. A swig. He was going to school, wrote a whole album that he funded himself, like, because obviously he hadn't written anything. Nobody wanted any part of that. Did it all himself. Then he gets huge. He gets signed, puts out an album, gets huge. And then people are like, dude, this guy's badass. Does he have anything else? Oh, look at this album he released like 8 years ago. And it was all him. And now he has all this success from when he got signed and got pushed by a marketing group and a label.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, you have this album from like years ago. I want that too. And then they start buying it. And he reaps 100% of all that shit because he did it before.
Right.
Before he got signed and, the fucking evil record labels. Right?
Evil.
Are they evil?
I don't know. It's a bank. Are banks evil? I don't know. Do you need money? Do you have money? Like if you need money, you don't have money, banks are going to help you, but they're going to take their cut. Same thing as a record label. Record label is just a bank. Yeah. At the end of the day, a bank with a platform that has past hits, so people look at them for future hits. So like, oh, I know you put out this, whatever you're going to be putting out, it's got to be pretty good. So it can definitely help an artist a lot.
Yeah. Because that's the whole argument, right? Indie versus. Whoa, you shake your head. Let's get into it.
I think there's a huge debate. I think people are like so against record labels, and I think they can be very helpful. But obviously, like you want to be independent if you can.
You want a good lawyer, basically,
right? Yeah, right. But no, if you can make it as an indie musician, do it. By all means, do it. But how do you get your songs out there? Especially now, being in COVID, you can't play shows.
You can't play shows. You have to go viral.
You do. And how do you go viral?
You shoot somebody on 5th Street like Trump said.
Right. But it's usually something crazy like that, though, is the thing. Like, and people like me are just making, like, I guess, like, not mundane, just very normal. I don't know. Like, I don't feel like our music's very, like, exaggerated. I don't think our music could go viral. We don't have any, like, weird niches that we could, like, fit into. Like,
you would have to put it in front of or on the back of something visually enticing.
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying right now, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You gonna spread your butt cheeks, dude?
If that's what it takes, dude. I've been trying this forever. If that's all it took, dude.
You got to come up with like a little dance or something.
Like TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah. It's the craze.
Yeah, actually, speaking of TikTok and talking about making it.
Are you on TikTok?
I'm not on TikTok.
Okay.
However, I eat at this place called Tia Rose's a lot. pretty close to our work. I don't know if this is too personal for the podcast, but there's a server there who's in a band, and maybe I won't say his name just out of respect for him, but he's in a pretty successful band, and I don't know if I should throw out his name or not, or the band's name, but last time we were there, he noticed my shirt, and he said, "Oh, you work there?" And I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, cool." He's like, I actually draw myself. I was like, "Oh, sick. I get in a band." He's like, "Yeah, it's blah, blah." And I checked it out, and 610,000 monthly listeners, 25 million listens on their latest song. Yeah, well, not their latest song, actually.
Yeah.
And I saw him today because I went to eat there with my mom, and I was like, "Yo, you just said you're in like some little band. You got 25 million listens." He's like, "Well, I mean, what am I gonna do? Be like, yo, check out my band." And he's like, that song's actually 12 years old. And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, it got big on TikTok." He's like, "I feel like an old man saying I'm not even on TikTok. I don't even know why, but apparently just his old song they wrote 12 years ago, some kid picked up on TikTok. That video went big. The next kid made a video. The next kid made a video. The next kid made a video. And I don't even know. He doesn't even know if it's a dance or if it's what, but it's most likely obviously a dance on TikTok. But that's crazy.
That's awesome, dude. That gives me chills. Like just to hear that.
Mil.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
like 12 years ago, TikTok was not on the fucking, not even on the horizon.
No, he was telling me that at that time he had just met his vocalist on AIM. So they were AIM friends.
Holy shit.
Yes.
AIM was part of what? Hotmail?
AOL. AOL Instant Messenger.
Oh, AOL Instant
Is AOL and Hotmail the same thing?
No, I
thought they
think
were
so.
different.
Yeah, AOL is definitely. I still have my AOL email. I won't say it.
I saw it.
Okay, it's Limp DBM Biscuit. Spam me.
It's really? Yeah. Nice. That's hilarious.
Dude, my instant messenger notification when somebody sent me a message was "baby" from Faith, that cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Horrible. What's your AOL?
A Dark October. My first
Dark
band.
October.
Yeah, let's put that out. Great.
Perfect.
Yeah. Not the best. I was 13 when I came up with it, all right. That's why I'm not in charge of naming bands anymore. Let's let people pick old band names that are already here in Phoenix.
Yeah, there you go. Recycled. Oh, this band just broke up, bro.
Of all states, man. Like it couldn't even be from a different part of Arizona.
Yeah. No. It's wild because it's the same metropolis. So same metropolis. Let's break it down, dude. It's in the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah.
In our solar system, on the same planet, on the same continent,
in the same country.
In the same country, yeah. In the same state.
In the same county.
In the same metropolis.
I don't know where they're Phoenix-wise after that. I don't know where they're
metropolis,
from. But yeah.
Same zip code? No, same area code, I mean?
Maybe.
Let's
the
find
area
out.
code for sure,
Area
probably.
code, most likely.
480. What's up?
What's up, baby? What's up? Bro, I was thinking about that Ludacris song. I got different hoes and different area codes.
Uh-huh.
Like as a kid, I was like, yeah, dude. Like he's got like hoes like all over the place, like in like, you know, areas. And I'm like, bro, area codes are so close together. Like, this is wild.
Right?
That seems like different counties.
I'm from Texas, bro. Texas has like, I think 12 different area codes or 15 different area codes in one state.
Yeah. Well, Texas is huge, bro.
Yeah. In Arizona, what do we have? We have 3 that I know of.
928-480-602-623 and 520.
Okay. Yeah. Because Tucson, 520.
Yeah.
Do they have 502 as well?
Don't even mention Tucson, bro.
Yeah.
Just messing. But yeah. So all right. So back to this. So same metropolis area, and then same genre.
Come on, dude.
Bro, let me see. Are these your doppelgangers? Let me see a picture, dude.
No. We're a 3-piece. They're like a 5-piece or a 6-piece, and I think they're female fronted for sure. They at least have like 2 females in the band. We're just 3 dudes.
Well, they're definitely cooler than you then.
Oh, well, they're easily cooler than us. Everyone's cooler than us. That's not hard.
Nice. So wait. So all right. End credits. So you guys putting out something soon, or
I
what are we
fucking
talking?
hope so. Frankie's been begging me for like 6 months to put out the new music because he's one of the few people that's heard it, and it is a drastic jump from our first stuff, and I'm very proud of it.
Yeah.
It's very real. Like, no one knows this. I've never said this. Black Clothes. Actually, we just put a teaser for that on New Year's. Black Clothes is actually my suicide note.
No shit.
Yeah. So that's pretty heavy. And then the teaser, which no one really knows, the teaser is actually a video that I filmed on my GoPro when I was 18 at my dad's funeral of the lake that I lived on growing up, in the same lake, like the same spot where he spread his ashes. Because when I was a kid, my dad's like, when I die, I want you to cast my body out into the lake on a fishing line. And I was like, how the fuck am I ever going to be so strong? Like, this guy's jacked. My dad was fucking huge. I was like, how the fuck am I ever going to put my dad's dead body on a fishing line and fucking cast him out? And I didn't even think, like, his body's going to float. I was just like, I don't understand. And then I got older and I realized, like, oh, no shit. Like, he wants me to cremate him and put his ashes out in the lake. And so that's what we did. And funny story, it was actually a very windy day that day. And everyone, we spread it's called cremations now, because it's kind of like rocky. It's not just like ashes.
Gotcha.
There's like some bone pieces in there. We put it all in a bunch of like wine glasses, pretty much, and or champagne glasses. And everyone got to say like a toast, basically, wish him well, and then send it off into the water that we lived our entire lives on. And we took like the 10 closest family members and we went out on the boat. And I'm the only atheist. All of them are hardcore Christians. And everyone's going around, he's in a better place now. He's looking down on us. He's so happy. Like, he loves all of us. He's so much happier now. And then cast out their toast. And then it came around to me. And at the same time, I guess I'm missing the point that it's windy. Like, the ashes are like, have you ever seen Due Date? Was Zach Galifianakis and
I have.
Iron Man, what's his damn name?
Iron Man. What's his name?
Junior. Downey Jr. Yeah. Robert Downey Jr.
RDJ.
They throw the ashes up and the ashes land back in their face. Same shit happened to us, dude. So like, we're throwing up the ashes and the ashes are just hitting us all in the face. He's in a better place now. And it gets to me and I'm just like, I don't believe in God. I think it's fucked up. My dad's dead. I don't think there's a heaven. I think this is all bullshit. I love you, Dad. I miss you, man. Like, and that was that. But anyways, I digress. And that same shot that I put out for the teaser, that is actually where we spread his ashes. And it has like my suicide note on top of it, which was heavily influenced by my dad dying. Like, I didn't really know how to be a man without my dad. Like, it took a long time to figure that shit out. And I mean, I wrote this shit like 2 years ago and literally finished it 2 years ago. And we're still trying to figure out how to put it out. Like, waiting. Now we have 6 songs that are completely finished. We just need to get like music videos or like art, but like, I can't wait to put this stuff out. But like, at the same time, like, I don't necessarily feel that way anymore. Like, for those who don't know, I tried killing myself and like, I'm past that. And like, those feelings have passed and like, I'm okay now, but like, I kind of want to put it out. I kind of don't. I don't want to like dampen anyone's spirit.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like...
It's so tough, dude. That's so tough because it's such a serious topic, but it's your experience.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're being like fictional and writing like, oh, this would be it. Like, that's your experience. So it's definitely your prerogative to put it out. And, it could help somebody.
I hope so.
And
it's not why I wrote it, but I hope so.
Yeah. And it could also, the fucking dark reality is that it could also influence somebody. That's the reality of anything that we do, is no matter how noble the act is, there is always going to be a reaction, multiple reactions.
Absolutely.
Bad,
all around the spectrum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I don't want to send anyone over the edge. That's the last thing I want, someone to die because of a fucking song I wrote. That would be heartbreaking.
Yeah. And I would. I mean, my only advice at this point would be, just obviously do what you think you feel that you need to do and feel it's right. Like, if you feel this song needs to be out, then, you do it. You get that out, because you also can't just keep that inside if this is what you feel you need to do to be able to get past it.
It is the best song I've ever written. And everyone around me agrees with it. And half the people don't even know what it's about. Half the people I know don't even know that I tried committing suicide, for one. The other half that do know don't know that the song is about me committing suicide, because it was about 6 months before I tried. And it was like a cry for help, but nobody understood when they were listening to it. They're like, because the lyrics go, maybe I'll go away for a while in my black clothes and my fake smile. And like, nobody like understood. They thought, oh, cool, black clothes, that's cool. We all wear black clothes. We're like kind of like goth or emo or whatever. No, the black clothes is a reference to like being in a casket.
In a casket and a fake smile, because they kind of like form your face.
Absolutely.
Dude.
Yeah. So people weren't really getting it. I was trying to send out a cry for help. And, for anyone that watches this, if you're going through something, please talk to me. You're welcome to talk to me anytime. My Instagram handle is Shayne Shell. My AOL. Send me an AOL. But no, like, trying to kill myself was probably one of the worst things I've ever done. Like, I was so happy in the moment. I was crying tears of joy because I was so happy. And then luckily our boss saved us, of all things. Like,
wow,
so crazy. And it was like right there. It was like right across, like in that living room right there.
Really?
Yeah. It's nuts,
dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're on the other side, and I mean, thanks for sharing, and
of course, all
that. And I'm glad again you're on this side of it, and you're able to talk about it so candidly. Dude, I'm glad we didn't lose you, for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to fucking be here, dude. Like,
good.
It was fucking crazy. Bad shit happened, and because of that, I almost ended up in jail for 1.5 to 3 years, and that would have been much worse than dying. Yeah. That could have been much worse. You think that trying to kill yourself, that's the end. You have no idea. I have a friend who shot themselves in the side of the head, and they shot themselves like this. They fucking lived.
Yeah.
They fucking lived, and they couldn't talk for 6 months. And now she talks with like a little bit of like a disability. Yeah. Like, just because you think you're going to die does not mean you're going to die. And it's not the end. Like, if you're supposed to be here, you're going to fucking be here. Like, there's no fucking escape.
So now, hold on. So you say if you're supposed to be here, I mean, now are we talking about...
I don't know.
Maybe a hand in motion. Because here's the thing: people get so weird when they hear, like, when they hear me say I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
They automatically think, oh, well, you don't believe that there's a God.
Yeah, like, or you believe in Satan or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I rarely get that one. You're fucking idiots. Because how can you believe in Satan and not God? Right?
You're right. Atheist, no theory.
Yeah. Well, and most people don't realize that there's a difference in agnostic and Gnostic, theist or atheist. Like,
absolutely.
Gnostic means that you know that there is no God, or that there is a God. Both of those are ridiculous stances to be in.
How the fuck can you prove or disprove?
Exactly. So all of us level-headed folks are agnostic, atheists, or theists. You're gonna not know that there's a God, but choose to have faith, because that's literally the description or the definition of faith. Is there's no proof, but you choose to believe. Mm-hmm. And agnostic atheist means that, to me, that I don't see enough proof to believe that there is a God in the sense of Scripture,
right?
Because I still want some spirituality, mm-hmm. A deeper connection than just the physical realm.
Yeah,
which is why I want to do psychedelics, as much as I do.
Right.
Like, there is more out there. I just don't know what it is, and I choose to not believe the scriptures, because the more I read them, the less they make sense.
Right.
And people always make the argument where it's like, well, then you don't really know them, or when they realize, or when they learn that I was involved in the church, but it was the Catholic Church, where well, you're not, you should be Christian or this and that. And it's like, it's a different religion. It's like, listen, if this dude or woman wants me to believe in them, they know how to reach me.
Right.
Okay. So reach me.
Right.
Yeah,
do
exactly. It. But I choose to live my life as being the nicest human being, supportive as much as possible to anybody and everybody I come in contact with.
Yeah, I feel that. Thank you.
Yeah, with or without the reward of heaven.
Right.
Right. That makes all that stuff doesn't make sense to me unless you're promoting it in the medieval times, which is where I think most of Western religion kind of had its uprise.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my atheist rant.
I agree a lot. Yeah, definitely so. I was raised Christian growing up, and then when I moved to Texas when I was 10, my family there was Jehovah's Witness. Ooh. And that changed.
Your family was Jehovah's Witness?
My dad and my grandpa.
They went over, or they were already?
No, my mom's side, I lived here in Arizona. Well, I lived in Arizona and Oklahoma. I was born in Texas, moved to Arizona, moved to Oklahoma, moved to Arizona, moved to Oklahoma, moved to Texas with my dad. During those first years, Arizona and Texas, I was like kind of Christian. I was just raised to think like, you know, there's a God, there's a right and wrong, there's a reason why you should act this way. And so you can go to heaven. It's not just be a good person.
Yeah. There's a reward at the end. Don't worry, all this bullshit you're putting up with. Yeah.
And then I went to Texas and like, they didn't even celebrate holidays. And they just like, I don't even know if they were fully Jehovah's Witness because I never learned anything from it. They just like, we just like loved each other and we just like loved the earth. And like, we just fished every day and we farmed and we just fucking hung out and shot guns. I don't know. Awesome. It's just fun. Yeah. It's just like, there's no downside. And like, we didn't celebrate Easter or Christmas or any of that shit, but like, I didn't care. And like, when I came back, everyone else was like so worried about Christmas and stuff. And I was just like, does it matter? Yeah. What is this? I was like, a fat man coming down your chimney to eat cookies and leave you presents? Like, isn't that fucking weird? Like, no one thinks about this. Like, an Easter,
no, they don't.
Easter bunny laying eggs. Yeah. Like, why? Like, is this all metaphorical and it's just way over my head? Am I too dumb to understand it?
They don't realize that a lot of these Western religious holidays are wrapped up with paganism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I learned much later on.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, what? Like, anytime I talk to my mom, like, my mom is like very religious. And I'm like, well, have you heard of this? And have you heard of that? It's like, no, I haven't heard. I'm like, what? Like, how can you base like a lot of your, you know, beliefs in certain things when you haven't really researched them? Like, you're just taking the word of, you know, somebody else that says that they understand it.
Did your parents travel at all?
Not really. My dad traveled, though, for sure. He came here illegally a handful of times from Mexico. He's the ultimate traveler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, he came over illegally when he was like 15, bro. Okay. He was the youngest in his family. Shit. Yeah. And
what a fucking scary trek.
Bro, can you imagine?
No.
When you're 15.
No.
Leaving your little ranch to come to the fucking greatest country that the world has known to this point, right?
At 15.
We're fucking great, dude. America's great, dude.
Yeah.
We are awesome for all of our flaws. We're still fucking pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And he came over and he must have been deported a handful of times. And he was working the fields, he was working ranches, he was working all that. And then he met my mom and I think, I'm not sure if at that point, no. I think my mom became a naturalized citizen. They both were naturalized, actually. Because I asked her, I was like, did he marry you to become a citizen? And she's like, no, he always hated that question. Anytime he got asked, like, you married her to get your citizenship? No, he became a naturalized citizen after coming here illegally. I'm all for it, dude. I'm here.
Hell yeah.
Bro, a fucking workaholic, dude. Like, I missed, like, you say your dad was your best friend. Like, yeah, I did not have that relationship with my dad.
Your dad was always gone.
He was a workaholic, and he was a motherfucker that got up and left his little village when he was 15.
Right. So same mentality for work every day.
You didn't have the opportunity to, like, be, I don't even want to say a good father, because he provided. He was a provider.
Yeah.
So what can you expect from somebody of the, you would say, old guard? So I didn't have that relationship with him. So, like, when you feel like your world was like falling apart when he passed away, like, I was 31. I didn't feel that. Like, we barely talked.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And but that's the old foreigner, like, Asian dads, fucking Pakistani dads, like, that
100%
hard asses
as fuck.
Yeah. Like, you don't get that connection with them, unfortunately.
Right.
And obviously, looking back, I'm like, you know, it was all love, but we didn't have that deeper connection. So
it's tough love.
Yeah. And so, like going forward, all I look for in, like, being a dad to my kids is just to not have them feel about me when I pass away the way I feel about my dad. Yeah. Where it's like, my life doesn't really change now that he's gone. Like, every once in a while I'll think about it, I'm like, fuck, he's gone, you know? But it's like, we did not connect on that level. You know, my sister took it harder than any of us, because when him and my mom split up, like they lived together. He lived with them for a bit. So she took it really hard, but like, I don't know. And I would assume my brother, I can't speak for him obviously, but for me, it was just like, fuck yeah, it hurts he's gone. Cause you lose, you know, a family member, someone you've known, like it sucks, but it wasn't on that level. Like when my wife lost her mom freaking 2 months before, like 2 months before my dad passed, my wife lost her mom, and her mom was her everything. They talked, you know,
as most women.
Times. Yeah. They talked, and she was the matriarchy of the family. Like everything revolved around her. So like that was a huge loss. Like, yeah, whoa. But my dad was a lone wolf, man. And it was really a blessing that he was able to go, because he would have been miserable if he pulled through the issues he had going on. He was going to be a double leg amputee.
Oh shit.
Already miserable, just hating life. Like he was very angry, you know, at his upbringing and just life in general. Life fucking beats you down, dude. That's why, like, you have to applaud like the happy people out there. Like, dude, thanks for being as upbeat and happy and just putting that vibe off as much as possible, because life sucks, man.
For the most part, yeah.
It does suck, but it can only suck because it's also so good.
Highs and lows, you know, like you said.
The highs and lows. So, like, you just have to appreciate more, though, those happy times.
Fuck yeah.
But, yeah, dude.
So what? My dad had like a strong work ethic too, but like, I mean, he busted his ass. He was literally a carpenter, like a construction worker, until he died at 55. And I mean, like, the man worked to the last day he died. Like, yeah, he was fucking jacked, but I mean, his back hurt so bad, and like his eyes were fucked, and like his legs were fucked. Your dad was just gone like all day.
Yeah, he would work at the cattle ranch. So I mean, he would go like early mornings or late nights. And I remember when it was really good when he got into the church, because he was super, like, you know, and I think until his last days, he was kind of like, yeah, fuck God, you know, this and that. But there was a moment there where he was very into the church and everything felt good, but it was, dude, it's just different. It's like, he was much older than my mom. They got together when, you know, she was really young, and, you know, my mom will tell the story now, and it's just like, they got married, and he's like, well, you're my wife now, and this is what you got to do, and this is it, and it's like that traditional, what you think in the sense, and like, this is, you know, what she had to put up with, and looking back now, like, dude, her marriage was hell.
Mm-hmm. Now that you're married and you can actually see first person what it would be like. Yeah,
her marriage was hell.
Damn.
Man. And it's, you know, a testament to hers, because if you meet her, like, you would never know, like, she's the most nice, like, sweet person, like, ever. Like, you cannot not love my mom. Like, yeah, like she's just it. But it's almost like she's trapped in her state of mind of when she was forced to become an adult, a wife.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. So it's, and I've known that for a long time. Where I'm like, oh, Mom, like, some of the things, like the way you see some of the things, it's like, you're a little naive in a sense. But I mean, she raised 3 kids.
That's a lot. That's tough.
Yeah, she raised 3 kids. Got her first job when she was like 30, and you know, she's still working now, and she works for. I think she works for the state, in the sense she's like child protection and all that stuff. Like, she interviews new moms and helps them out and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So she's very involved with that. But yeah, just, that's the old guard. Like, how old was your dad when he passed?
55.
55.
Yeah. Shit. My dad was 38 when I was born.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my mom was 35. My dad was 38 when I was born.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have one half sister, same mom, different dad. My dad, I was his only kid.
Oh, shit.
I was like the love of his life.
Yeah.
We were best fucking friends.
Well, no wonder you're best friends.
Yeah. Anytime I had a fucking problem, like I call my dad, like no matter what, no matter how old I was, like I call my dad and he'd help me through it. If I had a problem with my car, my dad would help me. If I had a problem like not being able to afford something, my dad would help me. If I had a problem with girls, my dad would help me. If I had a problem with like even my mom, like it doesn't matter, like anything, my dad would help me. And my dad's mom died of alcoholism when he was like 30, I think. So he definitely had like a good understanding of like loving your parents. So I think he felt kind of the same way you did, like in a sense, like his mom didn't like love him the way that he felt like he desired. And so like he put a lot of effort into making sure that he did everything he could for me. And like my dad, I owe everything musically to him.
Really?
Like 100%. Like,
was he a player?
He didn't play. He like in terms of like guitar playing or like music playing.
Well, just in general.
I mean, he's a player as a ladies man. But
Hey.
In terms of like guitar and stuff, yeah, he played guitar for I think like 2 weeks, but he's left-handed and his best friend's right-handed, so he like couldn't learn. It was like too hard for him to be able to like look at his friend playing mirrored.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, but growing up, like I lived a lot of my life. I lived in Oklahoma and my dad lived in Texas. So like my parents would meet at the border and like drop me off. And I spent like a lot of the time in the car with my dad, and my dad would like always be singing like AC/DC or Motley Crue or something, doing like that falsetto voice, like, yeah. And
yeah,
like
real high pitch.
Yeah, that stuck with me. I was like, how do you do that with your voice? I was like, what is that? I was too young to be able to hit that. Yeah. And I just loved like the vibe. It was just like such good vibes, just like rolling down the road, listening to some music. And like when I was old enough, I was like, I want to play fucking guitar. I'm too small to like play football. Like I could throw a football like a motherfucker, but like if I got sacked, that's it. It's like end of the season. So like I couldn't play football. I was too small.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna pick up guitar because like that's all I can do. And like he helped me get my first guitar. And like, dude, like we lived in a trailer that was like the size of this living room. So like I'd be over in the corner basically like playing guitar with my amp like loud as shit, and he'd be on this side of the room, and like I would like play it and I'd feel so bad by the end. He'd be like, dude, that was fucking badass. And I'm like, what? Like that was terrible. And he's like, he could hear like the potential that was there. And he recognized it and he loved it. And he promoted that and he like helped me so much.
That's just it, man. Just the little, the little encouragement, man.
100%.
It's huge.
Yeah.
You know, because there's those parents that are just like, that fucking sucked. Or,
and how the fuck could you ever make it unless you're so far like, you know, fuck you, I'm gonna fucking do it anyway.
That's a fuel for a lot of us. It 100%. Is, you know, I'm gonna fucking prove you wrong.
Fuck
you know, but I think more often than not, you know, it's like
positive reinforcement.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, he helped me a lot. And like he bought me my first guitar, he bought me my first piano. My mom bought me my first drum kit. My mom was also incredibly supportful. My parents were so supportful of me being a musician, which I'm very lucky, because some people are like, no, go be a doctor, go be a lawyer, go be something.
Yeah.
And you're talking about like Asian and Indian heritage, especially people like that. Like, not to say like white privilege in some sense, but like, I don't know, like second, third, I don't know, whatever.
I mean, it's almost, I mean, they're both here for the American dream, right? Because they're like, you're here to make it. And they're like, this is what's proven to make it.
Right.
But also the American dream is to pursue your passion.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And like love each other. And like my dad's dad, my grandpa fucking never hugged my dad once. My grandpa fucking never said I fucking love you to my dad. Like I never fucking saw them hug. Like I fucking like, I think like I hugged my dad and I told my dad I loved him like every time on the phone, like literally till he passed. Like that's so weird to me to think like not saying I love you to my dad or like I love you to my mom. Like
it is weird. And it's still, when I say it to like, you know, friends or my brother or just like, I don't even know, even my mom, sometimes I'm just like, I love you. And it's just like,
right.
For a second there, you're just kind of like, anybody gonna find this weird? Like, no, like there should be way more than that, man. Way more of that talk.
I talked to my 40-year-old cousin about a week ago. He's just calling to say like Happy New Year's. And at the very end of the call, he's the last Shelton. We're the last two, because my dad and
you better start popping them out, buddy.
I know he already has one. He has one. I need to get one, but not anytime soon. He called me, and at the very end of the call, like, we're the last two Sheltons, and so like it's there's like a strong bond between us. And like he wrote the school anthem for his high school when he's in high school. Like he's so good at guitar and singing that they asked him to write the school anthem for them.
Shit.
And like growing up, I was like, damn, like I got to be that good.
That dude gets any pussy he wants, bro, in that town.
Whatever. Yeah. He's in the military too. He's a badass. I love Matt.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Matt. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. I said I love you at the end of the call, and he like kind of started. He's like, "Oh, I love you too, man." And I was like, "Why is that so weird
catch
for you?"
People off guard.
I was like, "What? Like, why can't you just say I love you? Like, what's wrong with saying I love you? Like, you can love. I love everybody. Like, just but to say it out loud is like a whole different thing.
It really is.
Yeah.
You're putting it out into the ether.
Yeah. And there's a respondent that's like expected. So.
Yeah, I love you. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Oh, okay, bye. Like, what do you?
I mean, I would accept that. At least the homie acknowledged it. Like if I was like, hey man, all right, dude, talk to you later. I love you. All right, thanks.
Yeah, I'm not scared of saying I love you. Like I get at this point, especially after doing like you're talking about like psychedelics and stuff.
Yeah.
After doing mushrooms and shit, bro. Like I feel so at one with the earth, and like there's no separation between us. Like although we see a separation between us, there are particles literally connecting us right now, and although they're transparent because of the lack of density,
I can't help myself.
Although the lack of the density of the particles, we are connected to everybody, and we all started. If the Big Bang is real, we all started in a particle that's so small you can't even fucking see it. We were all right there, and we all expanded into stars and grew into people, and we're gonna die. We're going to perish, and those particles are going to become more people. We are all so fucking connected, and people just like don't see it.
They don't.
Yeah.
Well, that's the issue with some people's belief in religion. Yeah. In the sense of like, well, we're made this way and we're made for that, and then this is how everything. There's what's the word I'm looking for? Not boundaries, but like. There's a method to all this madness.
100%.
Yeah. Where it's like, there is because it exists, but there isn't because. Okay, I'll give you this. Somebody could have put this in motion.
Yeah.
And then, that's it.
Right.
Here, play out, bro. You know,
right.
You know, for all we know, 14.6 billion years is the God, whatever they are.
Right.
Fucking, you know, setting something on like on an Xbox or something, and then going to take a piss.
Right.
And their piss or shit is 14.6 billion years.
And they come back, and time is relative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that the time, oh my God, time. A talk about time is just so deep. So many layers.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you that at work actually, where I think the most valuable thing out there is time. We talked about this, I think, at work, because
possibly
you literally we value an activity based on time. Right. How much time am I going to lose or invest in this activity?
Right.
How much time do I need to prepare? How much time is it going to take to get there? How much time is it going to take?
We did talk about this. Yes,
we did.
100%.
Like, time is the most valuable thing in the world, because you're literally every breath you take, you're closer to dying. So how are you going to spend this time that you're working towards death?
Exactly.
Literally.
And even more precise, not just time, but attention. How much attention are you going to spend rather than time?
Yeah, which would bring back into sense what you said, like reality TV, where it's like, I'm going to choose to spend my attention on this fucking bullshit.
If that makes you happy, I don't know.
Yeah, how can we argue that? If they find joy in that, and, you know, they're not out there fucking getting high on heroin, which if you want to try, I say I'm all for it, you know?
I don't necessarily. I don't know. I've just seen too many people go down the rabbit hole.
You're an adult.
Yeah.
Do it or don't do it.
Right.
But probably don't do it. All right.
Just looking at statistically, probably don't do it. But if you feel the need,
if you're a numbers guy, you probably don't want to do it.
What's that movie with Ben Affleck? It's like the risk reward thing where he like analyzes everything. It's called something like Analyze, right? You know what I'm talking about? I think it's Ben Affleck. No, it's not Ben. It's Ben Stiller, not Ben Affleck. where he has like a computer and he like every situation he gets into, he like calculates.
No. I gotta watch this movie. I gotta get high and watch this movie.
I have to be my own Jamie right now. Hold on.
Oh, it's the one where he steps out of his shell.
It's like analyze this. What is it called?
No. Is it with the one where he steps out of his shell and like becomes like this big adventurer to find this chick?
Kind of. Yes, it's for a chick for sure. And he like plays wall ball with his boss or racquetball with his boss, isn't it?
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah,
Ben Stiller
or a dude.
Analyze.
Depends on who the protagonist is.
Along Came Polly.
Along
really?
Came Polly. That's the one. Yeah,
that is okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't associate those two in my brain together.
Wait, is it?
As they said, he's a risk analyst. I don't know.
No, there's another one.
There is another one, right?
There is another one. Yeah, because there's an image of Iceland and him walking to or from a helicopter.
I kind of remember that, and I have an image of like him being on like a boat and like a ferret, and the girl like having like a ferret, and like him playing racquetball with his boss.
Ooh, the ferret is definitely Along Came Polly.
Okay,
so maybe it is.
That's
that
not talking
one.
about Along Came
But
Polly.
he did another one.
Really?
The life, something about the life of.
Oh, the life of what's his name?
That's such a good movie, dude. I think I actually cried in that movie.
That's the one where in the poster he's walking across the sky with a briefcase.
I think so.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie. Brandon's a huge movie enthusiast. He's told me that movie's amazing.
Dude, it's so good. I think I actually cried in that movie. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's like
the life of Walter Mitty.
Yeah, Walter Mitty. Yeah, Walter Mitty. Yeah, it's huge because it's basically somebody knowing that they're not living their life to the fullest.
Huh.
And that's a shame.
Yeah.
That is a shame. And that's basically him kind of like stepping out and being like, nah, I'm going to do this. And I think that's most of us. Most of us aren't living life to the fullest, me included.
How do you live life to the fullest during COVID, though?
It's you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's hard. You toe the line. You have to. You do. It's the reality is that we all take risk. We all take risk getting behind the wheel of a vehicle.
Every time. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same. But what you need to do is mitigate the damages. As my wife is in insurance, so that's a good
mitigate, term. Of course, yeah.
You wear a mask. You try to stay far apart, socially distance. You wash your hands. You eat healthy. You exercise. You take your vitamins. You do the shit you should be doing. You don't drink as much.
We only start with half a glass.
Yeah. Just go slow. Like, life is about mitigating the damages.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. So I would say as long as you're operating in that sense, then you can do it. Don't, as much as, it might save lives to have these closures, you can attest as much as anybody else is that does not bode well for people with depression,
right,
and anxiety,
right,
and all those real issues that while the virus might not take their life, they might take their own life.
Right. Especially extroverts or even introverts who need the attention.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, introverts are extroverts around other introverts, around people that are like them.
Interesting. That's an interesting quote.
It's just once you're comfortable with somebody.
Yeah.
So you're an introvert. I'm an extrovert for sure. Like when I go out to a new place, I'll mingle with anybody and everybody,
Yeah, but you're also very calculated at the same time. You're not just like blathering to everyone, I don't think.
No.
You don't seem like it, at least.
And it might be pretentious of me to say, but I try to be interesting. I try to be entertaining. Like I'm thinking about things because I people please. I do that. And you might notice that like on how I handle certain situations. Like I'm not a conflict. I've never been in a fight, a physical fight.
You've never been in a fight before?
I've never been in a fight.
Holy shit.
That's never
crazy.
been in a fight. Yeah. There's only maybe 2 times I can tell you where it probably could have happened, but it didn't. Like I aim to please. I'm not I try not to be disagreeable in the moment, and that I think that's part of me.
I see that.
Trying to be understanding of another person's situation.
Right.
You'll notice that when we fucking deal with commission disputes.
Right. You're just very...
At the end of the day, what's comfortable for you, because I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to be like, well, this was comfortable for you before. Yeah. So right. Whatever's comfortable for you, whatever you feel like is due to you, like, that's what it is. Right. Like, I'm 100% fine with that. Like, I just aim to be understanding, and sometimes my wife hates that because she's so like hard ass. Oh, she's so hard ass. Yeah, she's like, she has standards.
Very strict in a sense.
Yeah, she has standards, which has improved me in a sense.
Yeah,
because I'll take that information and use it to benefit me in that sense, but.
When you were talking to Frankie, you mentioned like you'd never seen me get like upset, right? And I was like, no shit, like I've never seen Juan get upset. Like honestly, like anytime,
it takes a lot. Yeah,
anytime there's ever a problem, like you just like handle it. That's it. It's just done. It's like, that's it. And then I said that to Frankie today. I was like, I watched your podcast. And I was like, oh, sick. He's like, yeah, we got fucked up. And I was like, yeah. He's like, Juan was talking about like how he like never gets mad. Like I've never noticed that like Juan never ever gets mad, but like that's true. And he's like, well, he's like, I've seen him get upset. Now I was like, what? It's like, you posted the podcast like this year. He's like, well, since the no maskers come in, I've seen him be like a little upset, but like,
and that's where I like have sympathy with cops. Mm-hmm. I have family members. I have at least 3 or 4 family members that are authority figures, and I have always, and more so now, empathize with their situation. They're dealing with a lot of the worst of humanity. They're dealing with people lying to them all the time. They're dealing with people not wanting to comply. Comply is such it's a nasty term, even when I say it, but literally, like, the anti-maskers is a fucking other level, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, it's part of the dress code now.
Literally.
Okay?
No mask, no shoes.
No
shirt.
service.
Yeah, no mask, no service. I just said no mask, I don't know.
Yeah, no mask twice, dude. Say it again.
Fuck it, yeah.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
And listen, you'll see me. I'm not like pro mask. Like, I'm not gonna wear my mask. Like, when I'm outside,
right?
When
by yourself,
yeah, outside, bro. When I'm outside with people,
even then, I mean, obviously, right now we're not wearing.
We're not wearing masks, but we work with each other. Yeah. We're with each other at work, anyways.
And we're touching all the same keyboards and mouses and sinks and
in that sense, and that's why, again, I aim to keep myself healthy. I'm trying to eat healthier.
Yeah, work out all the fucking time.
Yeah, I'm working out like anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I'm doing 100 burpees a day for the month.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Thanks, man. But you just got to mitigate. But yeah, when those anti-maskers people come in, it's like,
no, I'm okay.
Well, the funny thing about those people is that, I'm sure they're conservative. So I'm sure they're pro-business. So for us to operate, you have to wear this mask. You don't want me to go on welfare, do you?
Right.
You don't want me to go on the state's teat.
Do you want to come in and try out guitars, or would you rather just buy online and fucking hope for the best?
Exactly. Do you want to give Jeff Bezos your money, essentially, if you can't come in?
Go ahead. See how many fucked up fret jobs you get.
Yeah, exactly. Also, if you're not going to wear the mask, I'm going to have to call the authorities. Aren't you a thin blue line person? Okay, so that means I'm gonna have to call the police over here for a non-issue.
Right, when they can be handling serious shit.
When they can be handling serious shit. 100%. Maybe catching children traffickers, something like that.
Especially in Arizona.
Yeah. So we're a private business. Are you in support of private businesses? Yeah, okay, cool. So you need to wear a mask to shop simple. With us.
Come on.
It's literally that simple.
Dude, we do it for fucking 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
We don't like it.
Yeah, and I get the argument. I get it, where it's like, I don't want the state to tell me what to do.
No shit, nobody does.
Nobody does. Yeah. But it's just a fucking mask. What gets me is like when those young, vibrant people come in, they're like, oh, I can't, I'll I'll go to the hospital, like, if I wear a mask. I'm like, so you're telling me that I can literally kill you from just doing this? Like, not even like...
You weak as fuck, dog. You weak as fuck.
Yeah. You weak as fuck, and you need to be put out anyway. And at that point.
Survival of the fittest, dog.
Yeah, every time I tell my wife about it, she's like, I wish I fucking worked there. I would tell people, it's a fucking mask. Wear it to get the fuck out.
Come on.
Yeah. But, yeah, that, and then definitely when I'm stressed, then obviously you'll see me freak out or get angry. When we're short staffed and really busy or whatnot, like I freaking elbowed the warehouse door like a month ago or something like that. Cause I was so irritated with just,
like you went in and you're just like,
I'm literally dealing with like, for one, we're always dealing with like at least 3 or 4 different things when a new customer comes up to talk to us.
Especially right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And literally I had like 2 or 3 right back to back come and ask for me, and I'm like literally like, you can tell like I'm busy. I'm like, oh, shh, right. And I'm just like, so I had to go to the warehouse for something. I fucking go back, and I was like, fucking elbowed the fuck out of the door, and now I made a vow to never punch anything that doesn't feel pain.
Very good.
So I told myself, I was like, don't do that, because my elbow swelled up for like 3 or 4 days.
I broke my hand from punching someone in the head. I get it. I had $6,000 surgery. I get it.
Did you?
I did.
Which knuckles?
These 2.
I fucked up.
Yeah,
bro.
I broke boxers fracture. Yeah. 2 metacarpals and 4 carpals.
Yeah. Did you kick his ass though?
It was my best friend.
Okay. Did you kick his ass?
No. So you know what fox
Wait, your dad was your best friend.
He's the other best friend. We have a couple best friends. Brandon's my best friend too.
Right.
Do you know what foxtrotting is or foxholing is?
No.
You know, like when you like put your leg behind someone and push them, or like you like get someone else to like
sit down.
Push them over.
Yeah.
So when we were in like 8th grade, my friend Cameron.
Wait, your parents spent $6,000 on you when you were in 8th grade?
My mom.
For punching somebody?
Yeah. My mom was doing really well at the time. My mom was doing like incredibly well at the time, like $100,000 a year, just me and her.
Yeah,
like $150,000 a year, just me and her.
Good.
We were going like Benihana every fucking weekend. We were like fucking clothes shopping.
Volcano of Onion.
I just came out of like fucking a trailer. Like the nearest Taco Bell was like 20 miles away. The nearest Walmart is like 20 miles away. I lived in a trailer like in the middle of nowhere, like eating like, I don't know, brisket was amazing every day. Like I say, like eating brisket every day and like eating like barbecue every day was like bad. It's not bad. It was amazing.
I'm so hungry right now.
It was delicious. But I foxholed my friend and I like tripped him and pushed him and he landed on some bricks.
Ooh.
We were in the front yard of like a house. We're getting ready to go to church randomly. And there was like bricks like surrounding a tree. You know, those like circular bricks, like the little rounded bricks.
Yeah.
He landed on one of those bricks on his back and he got pissed at me. So he got up and he like went to punch me. So he fucking gets his fist ready.
Squared up?
Yeah, he squared up. He punched me in the stomach. He punched like downwards. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
He's looking for the future, bro. His body punches.
Right? So I go straight for the face, bro. I was like, fuck that. I was like, I ain't about this.
Kill.
I literally just go in for the punch and I go in a little bit sideways. He ducked his head down.
Oh, yeah. I gave you the forehead.
Top of the head.
Oh.
Yeah. I punched the top of his head and fucking broke 6 bones instantaneously.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh my God, my head. And I was like, oh my God, my hand. And we're both just like, why the fuck did we do that? And he's like, I don't know. I love you, bro. I was like, I love you too, bro. What the fuck? And he ends up going off to church. And I was like, I have to go home. Like, I can't do this. And so I go put my hand in an ice chest with ice water. Yeah. And like, I have it like on the bottom because like I can't even do more than this. So like I have to like push it down and like keep it up. Ooh. And I told my mom, I was like, hey, like I think I broke my hand. She's like, you're fine. Like if it starts in the morning, we'll go. And I was like, it fucking hurts. Like, can we go now? She's like, no, in the morning we'll go. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, you're
She was already 2 mimosas deep.
Yes. My mom was a huge alcoholic at the time.
Yeah.
And wake up in the morning and my hand's like fucking this big, like fucking double the size. And we go to the Diamondbacks fucking hand surgeon, which you can only imagine. The same guy works from Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
The fucking Diamondbacks hand surgeon. Of course, it costs $6,000 when you go there. But she knew as a guitarist, and she wanted to do the best for me. My mom has always done literally like everything she can to do the best for me, and I appreciate the fuck out of that. And
is she okay that you lay her down?
Let her down. No, she still thinks I'm a success, so that's amazing.
Good. Hell yeah.
My mom's the greatest. I love my mom to death.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and so like after that, like I really started thinking about fighting. Like, fuck, you could have a $6,000 surgery if you get into a fight. Like, fighting is not a joke. Like, if you have to fight, you fucking do it. You fucking duke it out. But like, if you don't have to, like, don't do it. No. Like, there's another way around it.
Well, not only that, he could have fucking hit his head on the bricks.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. And I was just a kid. I wasn't thinking about this. Eighth grade or ninth grade. Like,
dude, we did that shit all the time. Somebody would get on their hands and knees, like you said, and you push them over. Yeah,
like whatever. I wasn't thinking about the fucking bricks behind him. I'm such an asshole. Okay, but that same kid went to jail for 7 years for arsonery. So like,
he had it coming.
Cam, if you're out there, like, you're my dude, but like, you went to fucking jail for 7 years. So like, you're not the best of dudes, honestly. You're never gonna see this. I know you're never gonna see this, but like, let's be real. This kid fucking took a fucking brand new 2016 Nissan Sentra that was parked next to him. He like went out of his house one day and saw that the keys were in the fucking car next to him, stole the car, parked in front of our junior high when we were kids, fucking took a bunch of paper towels. And if you take like a bunch of paper towels, you can make like a line out of them. If you like get them wet and you like ring them up, and you can make like literally like a chain out of them. He put it in the gas tank and fucking lit that shit. Blew up a 2016. Well, no, I guess at that time, because if it's been 7 years and he got out this year or last year, it was like a 2013 or whatever. Yeah, in my head, I guess it's been 2016. But he blew up like a 2013 Nissan Sentra in the middle of our fucking junior high, like at like 18 years old.
But how did they find out it was him?
I think because he lived next door and there was cameras or something.
He TikToked it?
There was no, yeah, TikTok. Yeah, like, right? Can you imagine that TikTok? Like, blowing up my neighbor's fucking Nissan. What's up? He got caught with 6 of our friends in like a grand arsonery ring. One of our friends, I say our friends. This is the group we hung out with. One of our peers, I guess you'd say, fucking literally tried lighting our high school on fire for one. Number 2, lit a house on fire. He lit the bushes next to a house on fire. There was a pregnant lady and another lady inside. He got 17 years for lighting that house on fire because there was a pregnant lady inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As he deserves. Like, and if you see this, fuck you. Like, come at me. Fuck you. Like, you are a piece of shit.
He'll break his hand again.
Yeah, I'll break both hands, motherfucker. Like, fuck you. Like, you tried killing somebody. Like, I don't think he tried killing anybody. He was just like lost, and he was just like trying to light shit on fire, and there's no excuse for that at all.
There is no. He still needs to deal with the repercussions of his choices.
Yeah.
But to recovery, you also need that empathy.
17 years though. What the fuck does 17 years do to you, bro? I was looking at 3 years and I was terrified.
Yeah. Here's the thing is our legal system and justice system really rehabilitate?
I don't know.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does. I think it makes you a worse person.
It
can, for sure.
For a lot of people, yeah. Because it beats you down. It takes it takes that certain individual, that, like we talked about earlier about positive affirmation versus like the negative, there's certain people that will go in there and be like, I'm gonna prove you wrong. But then there's certain people that like, maybe I am this way. All right,
I'm just gonna fuck shit up the whole time, literally. Yeah.
Yeah, but you get those people that like, dude, those amazing stories of people reading into their case and then finding a flaw on how it was handled.
Right.
And being able to litigate? I don't know. Get themselves out of it. Like, that's amazing, man. Like, I mean, when all you have is time, technically, and time is the most valuable thing. We already established that.
Yeah. You might as well spend it in the library reading those fucking books.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah. Or get yoked.
I was either going to do one or the other. I prepared for it for months.
Did you?
For months and months. I couldn't sleep at night at all.
Damn.
I have to go to work every day. It was shit. It was absolute shit. I fucking hated my life. It was crazy. Like, literally having to work every day to like pay rent,
staring you down,
knowing that I was probably going to jail for 3 years. And then like my girlfriend at the time was like, she said she wanted to be with me. She was going to keep me like the whole time. And I was like, I don't want to put you through that. Like, number one, like, I don't want to put you through that. Number two, like, are you going to cheat on me? Like, number three, like, how the fuck can we have a relationship if I'm in jail for 3 years? Like, you're going to come for like visitation hours?
Yeah, because you're going to get fucked.
Let's be real, bro. Look at me.
Cute as fuck over here.
No, be real. Like for real though. Like let's not beat around the bush. Like I probably would have been fucking gang raped, bro. Like that would have been fucked. Like
damn.
My grandpa saved my life.
Yeah.
My grandpa saved my fucking life. My sister was doing all this research like, we can get you off on like being bipolar. And I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, sure, I'll trust it. And then I thought I was going to jail for 60 days. I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, I'm not a bad person. Like, if I had to go for 60 days, like whatever, 2 months, like I'll do it. Like it's whatever. I looked up 1.5 years minimum. And I was like, wait, what? And I hit up my sister. I was like, yo, I just read it's 1.5 years minimum. She's like, don't worry, like you're bipolar, like we'll tell them. And I was like, I don't think it works like that. And I was like, I don't know. My public defender didn't hit me up for 7 weeks. 7 weeks.
Holy shit.
I was going to court like every weekend, waiting in line with it's the people. I'm waiting next to someone who's going in for 17 years, just like my other homie. And he's like, yo, what'd you do? And I was like, I'm not going to say on the podcast because it's fucked up. Like what I did wasn't right. But like I was out of my mind. Like I drank half a handle of vodka and I took 25 Xanax. I was gone.
Which we can understand in that sense that you made a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah. If you take Xanax and alcohol, it creates a black hole in your brain and you usually become violent, you usually become like very sensitive, you usually become like very emotional. And I did those things. I did something.
Oh, you become a woman. Damn. Ooh. I'm sorry. Oh, come on.
I didn't say that. He said that. I did something very bad. And regardless of who it was to, I regret it sincerely. Like, I shouldn't have done what I did, but I don't even remember it. It's literally a blackout. Like I woke up in jail and I was like, where the fuck am I? And I thought I was in jail for trying to kill myself. And they told me like what I was in jail for. And I was like, when the fuck did that happen? And they're like, yeah, when the fire department came to your house, they took you to the hospital, and when you're at the hospital, you did something bad. And I was like, what? I was like, when the fuck? I was like, last thing I remember, I was laying on my couch like crying because I was so happy the pain was going to be over. And I was like, next thing I know, I'm in jail. And like, I got out, my mom's there. And I was like, I was so fucking confused. Like I was so fucking lost. Like I'm not a bad person. I was not a bad person. I've never been a bad person. I've always been a good person. I've always done my best to be the best I can, like morally.
But that kind of speaks to like what you're saying. It's like that kind of speaks to a lot of people that aren't so lucky or aren't so don't have it fall in any way in their favor. It's a lot of crimes aren't out of habit or who they are. They were just a bad moment in time.
Absolutely.
Of who they were at that split second that something happened. That's why like it's a shame that we can't say that our justice system is more of a rehabilitation.
It's not. It's really not.
Yeah, because if you're going, imagine if we did view it as rehabilitative, you would be like, okay, I fucked up. I gotta pay the cost for what my crimes are. But you know what? I'm gonna be better on the other end. I'm gonna get some support. I'm gonna get this. No, dude, you're literally like, fucking white because
literally,
yeah, you're like
that's what it's about.
Like,
100% race.
Yeah. You're well, I was just saying like you're white because like you're just so scared in the sense. Yeah,
it's more than that. When I had to go to jail, like
I would have to. You would have to
join the Aryan Brotherhood.
You would.
I'm not fucking racist at all, bro. I fucking love you. I love fucking everyone of any color. Yeah. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I love you. Like, I don't give a shit about what color you are, but I'd have to join the Aryan Brotherhood. And if they told me I had to kill a black dude that day, I'd have to fucking kill that black dude or they'd fucking kill me. Yeah. Like, it is serious shit in jail. Jail is not a fucking joke. More so, prison's not a joke. Yeah, jail, like, is not a joke either, but...
Yeah, when you got people in there for, lifers or...
Fuck yeah. They have nothing else to lose.
Yeah.
They're already going for life. Like, I would have to shank somebody. If they told me, if a white dude told me to shank a black dude, I'd have to fucking do it. Mm-hmm. And fuck that, dude. I don't give a shit about race. We're all the same. Like I talked about in the beginning, we're from the Big Bang. We're from a fucking particle you can't even fucking see. We're not fucking white. We're not fucking black. We're not fucking Hispanic. We're all the fucking same. Like, you can fucking put terms on it because we're humans and we like to put things in categories. Like we talk about subgenres and everything like that. Mm-hmm. We're all the fucking same, dude. And because we were brought up differently, that doesn't mean fucking anything.
Nothing. Well, and that's what traveling allows you to see.
Absolutely.
Is you have fucking 95% in common, and yet that 5% is what fucks everybody up.
Yep. Yep. I wish I could travel so bad. I wanted to travel so bad this year. Touring 10 states was the greatest time of my life.
I mean, you don't need to have this fucking dope ass spa, dude. This place is so dope right now.
Thank you.
For sure. You know, I walked in, I was like,
proud of it.
Yeah. Shit.
It took me a long time to accumulate this stuff.
Well, you can get rid of it and travel.
Yeah, I could. And it's all materialistic shit.
It really is.
Reality. Like, it's whatever. Like, it helps me achieve like my musical goals because I need it to like my preamp and my compressor and my effects and like stuff like that. Like, I need that stuff to like create the thing as I want. But like, besides that, it's just money. Like, and there's VSTs that do the same thing. So like, it's whatever. I'll create music no matter what. You steal all my shit. Like, fuck, I don't give a shit. Like, you're seeing this. You obviously see like the nice shit I have. Like, come steal my shit. Like, whatever.
Yeah, what is
I'll
this?
figure it out.
TD20.
TD20.
I was going to say TD30.
$2,000 kit.
Yeah.
And then I got the Harbinger behind it. Fucking $200. What's up?
Bro, those things are nice.
They are fucking really nice,
for
bro.
The price,
before I worked at where we work at, like, I talk shit on Harbinger, and like we had a Harbinger PAs growing up, just like in every band, and they were okay when they were like the head and the two speakers.
Yeah.
Now that they're like the little mixer and two speakers, they're really good.
Yeah.
And like the PA speakers are really good.
I mean, there's a reason why they got sued by Bose.
They did? I didn't know that.
So I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Oh, shit.
So Harbinger had released Harbinger had released a line array.
Okay.
The MLS.
Yeah, 900.
No, 800.
Oh.
So they released the MLS 800. I got it in my living room.
Oh.
They released those and we're fucking flying off the shelves, bro. We're like, oh shit, it's pretty good. Okay.
Bose sued him?
So all of a sudden they're like, take these off of the shelves. You can't sell them to customers.
Yikes.
We're clearancing them out for $100.
$100?
And this was
how much were they?
$600 system.
I
$600 or
imagine
$700
so.
system. Yeah. We're clearancing them out. I fucking scooped one up so fast.
Did you scoop one or two?
I scooped one. I think Nate scooped one. Ben might have scooped two.
Fuck.
Nate or Ben scooped two.
Wow.
Everybody was scooping one up. And we're like, well, what's going on? There was no word. Paul, you're not telling me that Bose isn't suing them for taking customers away from $1,000 product.
Yeah, if not more.
Yeah. Well, because the compact was $1,000 at the time.
Okay.
And then there was a redesign, and then they came out with the MLS 900, and it was much different. If you look up the MLS 800 versus the MLS 900,
I'm curious. I'll look it up after this.
Yeah, and then I got a customer that hit me up because he knows I have one, and he has one of the old ones, and he's like, "Hey, you trying to sell your old one?" And I'm like,
"Fuck no."
I was like, I don't think so. He's like, all those new ones just ain't that good. He's all, they had to change something up. And he's all, let me know if you want to sell it. And I was
That's
like,
great.
I'll look into the cost on a new one, because I'm just using it for like a home speaker. I'm not performing or anything with it. And then the next time I saw him, I was like, oh, I forgot to look at this. Oh, don't worry. He's all, I found something. But I was like, damn. He wanted the old one, and not the new one.
Two old ones.
Two of the old ones, yeah, for sure.
It's for stereo.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
They got sued for sure.
Damn, I didn't know that.
That's what happened.
I can see that.
Yeah,
Harbinger stepped their shit up.
They really have.
Honestly, like if you compare the PA wall, like every other speaker, you're like, damn, the Harbinger sounds pretty good for the price.
It's right
like,
there,
fuck.
dude. It's right there.
Yeah,
Bluetooth, wireless connectivity between two speakers. That's huge. Damn, that's a Harbinger ad? What's going on here?
Right? Yeah, no, what did this turn into?
Beautiful. Well, fuck, man. What time is it? 9:46? So you guys are trying to put out an album. EndCredits.
Yeah.
EndCredits V2 is trying to put out a new album.
EP, more so.
Or EP, which would be...
It's like 6 songs.
Yeah,
it's like right in between an EP and an album. I don't know where the definition really is, because I think it might be over 30 minutes, so it might be technically an album, but to us it's an EP. It's not a full length. Mm-hmm. It's not like 10 songs. It's not 11 songs.
Gotcha. Okay. But that's in the works, hopefully be released as soon as possible.
As soon as possible, yeah. I don't know when this podcast will come out. Yeah.
Podcast will be out next week. Sick. Yeah, I try to put them out on Tuesdays.
Sick.
You streaming?
Yeah.
What do you stream?
I stream everything. Literally anything from like YouTube videos, just like me watching people like Danny Duncan, stuff like that, to like Phasmophobia, Among Us, like Minecraft. Like, I don't know. It's like literally whatever I feel. Like, I was already playing video games before. Like, if you can cultivate a following and people that enjoy watching you, like, why not just like put it out there? So
exactly. You're already going to be doing this stuff. Why not? You have the means.
Like you said, like you were having these conversations with people before this podcast and you're like, why not just make a fucking podcast out of this? Is like, if it can help other people as well as help me, then why not? Like, if people can like be helped by my like streaming somehow, like, then fuck yeah, I'm going to put out my streaming. Like, if you're sad and lonely and you need someone to hang out with, come fucking watch me stream. Come hang out with me. Come
people
fucking
talk
chat.
shit about watching people like play video games, you know?
Yeah. If you don't want to play video games and you want to watch someone, that's on you. Like, you don't feel degraded by any means.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever brings you that pleasure, joy, or relief or release, really. Yeah.
Or chemically endorphins and serotonin.
Endorphins and serotonin.
Whatever brings you those.
Fucking chemical reactions. That's all we are, Shayne.
Chemical reactions. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Well, shit. Anything else you want to tell the people?
Don't be content with what you have, or content with what you have, whatever the word is. I'm a little
content. Yeah, content.
Find happiness in whatever you have, because some people start with nothing, some people start with everything, and those people that start with everything like don't feel like they have like a place to go because they started at the top. Like, if you feel lost, just stop. Just feel happy wherever you're at. Like, there's people everywhere, like in every spectrum of life. Like, be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for the friends you have. Be grateful for the family you have. Not all of us have moms and dads. Not all of us have moms and dads that we truly connect with. Like I talked about, my dad was my best friend. Your dad was not your best friend, but you still loved him. Like, and both of our dads passed, and that's fucking sad. Like, we'll never get to talk to our dads again. Like, and like every time I have a problem, like, damn, I wish I could help my dad. And like, I bet you don't feel the same, because you just solve your shit on your own. And like, just be grateful what you have. And, that's it. I don't have anything else. Like, just know that, like, even if I don't know you, I love you. Like, I love everyone. Like, love is real. Like, don't be scared of love. That's it.
Oh yeah. Shayne Shelton, I love you.
I love you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
And we love you, obviously.
Yeah. I love you. We love you.
Hell yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, man. Hell yeah, brother.
Good shit.